on. The White Bear Lake Bears in Suburban East Conference action tonight. We're a little bit delayed in the start time. This thing should be starting in about 5 minutes or so. The figure skaters on this, they do it right here. This is a big-time production with this Stillwater Ponies edition, as they'll be taking to the ice in a rather short moment here. For the records for these two teams, White Bear Lake Bears are 14-6-4 on the season, 11-3-1 in the Suburban East Conference. And the Stillwater Ponies, ranked number 5 in the state, 20 wins, 3 losses against no ties. And they're 14-1-0. By the way, for you Ponies fans, we're going to be bringing it home with them for the rest of the season. We'll be bringing their final game, which will be Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock puck drop, will be, of course, at the Victoria Victoria Rec Center as well, home of the Holy Family Catholic Fire. That should be a good one. Matt Doman's team has made 2 state tournament appearances, that being the Stillwater Ponies, in 2014 and 2016. Last year, his team was 27-3-1 on the campaign. They lost to Wayzata 2-1 in the semifinals. That was a tough one there. And then another 1-goal heartbreaker in the third-place game against the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. They finished off the season with 2 losses, entered the tournament with just 1 loss on last season's incredible run. This year, it's been much the same, as they have been very solid. They're 4-1 in Section 4 AA play. This is interesting because both these teams are 4 AA teams. And when you look at what the White Bear Lake Bears, if White Bear Lake beats them twice, do they get the 2 seed versus the 3 seed? And then you get into the last changes and the face-offs and all those things that are encompassed with being the higher seed or, quote, the home team in those types of games. So this does have some matter because against the top 10 teams, the Stillwater Ponies are 1-2. They've got to win against the Elk River Elks by a score of 4-1. And then that was in the St. Louis Park tournament, and then they lost to Eden Prairie 4-1, of course on Hockey Day Minnesota in that outdoor game, which was just gorgeous, by the way. And then they fell to Lakeville North by a score of 3-2. In the last 10, they are 7-3-0, and of course you got to watch out for Noah Cates. He's the Mr. Hockey finalist. That was announced this morning by the Minnesota Minutemen. It's also posted on letsplayhockey.com. You can check out all that information as well. Cates, huge season, 19 goals, 43 assists, 62 points, and committed to the University of Minnesota Duluth. He is right now ranked number 145 in the midterms of the NHL Central Scouting for North American skaters. And he had points in every game except for one, that against the Elk River Elks back over the Christmas time. And once again, he has had 18 multi-point games. Of course, Bart, we're talking about Noah Cates of the Stillwater Ponies. The kid is flat out a dangler who has a really good feel for the game of hockey.
Well, indeed he is, and he provides leadership. And, it's one thing to be deemed a leader, but to go out and actually, practice that and to be able to uphold that, that's a great challenge for a lot of kids, especially at this age. But it's something that Noah Cates has actually not only embraced, but he's got a good supporting cast as well, and that doesn't make it any more difficult.
Luke Manning, of course, is second on the team in points with 15 goals, 33 assists, and 48 points. He has a 4-game point streak coming into this one. 4 goals, 9 assists, and 13 points. And then don't forget about the big drink of water, Matthew Stanton, all 6'3", 190 pounds of him. He has 22 goals to go against 25 assists and 47 points. And he himself is on a gaudy little 4-game point streak with 8 goals, 6 assists, and 14 points. He, by the way, had a hat trick against Forest Lake in that run, counting for 3 assists and a 6-point affair. Very Gretzky-like.
Yeah, indeed. And 5 game winners to his credit as well. But this is a team, when they can get some offensive rhythm going, they can really cause a lot of concerns for the opposing coaches and players, and they've kind of found their stride. If you look at the previous body of work, 9 goals against Moundsview, 9 goals against Forest Lake, 8 goals against Woodbury, and then 9 goals against a very good Cretin-Durham Hall squad. So this team is firing offensively on all cylinders. It looks like they're playing responsibly defensively as well.
Well, and then you take a look at the White Bear Lake Bears. They're ranked number 15 in the most recent AP Minnesota Coaches Association high school hockey poll, of course, presented by Let's Play Hockey. The White Bear Lake Bears 14-6-4 on the season with 11-3-1 record in the Suburban East. They're locked in third place. They're not going to go anywhere, win or lose tonight. This is their last game of the season. And they have had, how about this, 18 state tournament appearances, although they're last in 2011.
And what an appearance that was. Just getting to the tournament was almost like winning it for that White Bear Lake squad. They exercised a lot of demons that night. But again, this is a White Bear Lake team that actually fares quite well against good quality opponents. They seem to kind of play to their level. They beat the teams they should be beating, but they're rising up. I think as far as beating Duluth East 1-0, beat Elk River 4-1, tied Hill Murray, tied Edina. So they, if it comes to the big ranked teams, they fare pretty well.
Well, 1, 2, and 3 against top 10 teams. If you include Hermantown, that was a loss against a very, very good hockey team there. But they're 4-0-2 in sectional play. If they win here, Bart, that's 5-0-2, and that has to carry a lot of weight for this team when you get into the seedings. Now, Hill Murray looks like they'll probably get the 1. It's a matter of 2 and 3 between these two teams.
Sure. And tonight's going to be a battle to kind of help sort things out a little bit. I just think White Bear Lake, really what they have to do out of the gate, Pete, is they have to play responsible. They have to take care of the puck. They have to take care of the blue lines and in front of their goaltender. I think Stillwater's going to come out with a lot of energy, put a lot of pace to this game. It's up to White Bear Lake to weather the first 5 to 7 minutes. If they can get through that, either a tie game or maybe down by 1, worst case scenario, they're going to be in pretty good shape.
Well, Chase Hampstead is their leader with 42 points. He's scored in all but 2 games with 11 multi-point games. Max Genrich as well, 36 points. He had 5 goals against Forest Lake, but it's really the goaltending of Bob Peranto which has been the difference. He's a big fella too, 6'3", 190, 11, 6, and 4 on the season with a 1.89 goals against average and a 906 save.
Well, and that's kind of the key stats right there, is not only a low goals against average, but a high save percentage. Those numbers don't always correlate. A couple shutouts to his credit as well, but he is the backbone that keeps this Bears team moving forward.
Tonight's coverage is presented by top-tier athletes, True Hockey, Pacific Arena, and Gemini Athletic Wear. Great sponsors have been with us throughout the season. We're very pleased with how the season's gone, Bart, and it seemed like just like yesterday, Brett, Bart, Todd, everybody listening, that we were out at the Edina Holiday Classic with that, what you would say, tremendous weekend of hockey. And it's been that way the entire season. And I can say with no doubt about it, Bart, that this has been a really, really great season. The teams across the state of Minnesota have been so well balanced. And when you take a look at sectional favorites, nobody has a stake at the claim, not even Eden Prairie, because they're going to have to get through someone like Holy Family Catholic.
Yeah, some people might say Edina's got a bit of a cakewalk, pun intended. But
have you seen Cretin-Durham Hall lately?
No, well, they got beat 9-2 against this very Stillwater squad. So, but that should be interesting. But like you said, Pete, the thing about high school hockey, it's a new addition every year. This year has not disappointed whatsoever. A lot of balance. It's anybody's ball game, as you said. But there are stars that are shining through the state of Minnesota, and we're going to see some tonight.
These two teams met earlier in the year. It was a 2-1 win by the White Bear Lake Bears. They're going to try and complete the season sweep. We'll have the face-off coming up right after this on Let'sPlayHockey.com.
My name is Darrell Evans. I'm a former player with the Los Angeles Kings and currently the color analyst on the Kings radio broadcast. Well, I really like it the way it's so compact. Everything is nicely sectioned off, where you can put, whether it be a laptop, an iPad or something like that, that's separate from getting your skates being banged up against it. You have a place for your gloves, a place to attach your helmet.
You've been playing since you were a young kid. You've developed a passion for the game. Now you're ready to take your next steps. With top-tier athletes, you can easily build a website to promote your talents to scouts and coaches. With profile information, beautiful stats, photo and video galleries, you can showcase your skills. There is no coding involved, and it is super easy to set up. Start today for free. We welcome you back to the St. Croix Rec Center, home of the Stillwater Ponies and Bart Archer. I'll tell you what, I've been waiting for this one for quite some time. I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to get out of these two teams.
Well, it's the first time that I've actually witnessed them both play this year. You follow them in the papers, and and on the internet and such, but you can only see so much. You can analyze the numbers all you want, but one thing I am for sure about, Pete, is this Stillwater Ponies team can score goals. 125 goals for on the season, and multiple double-digit scores on this team. I think the challenge in front of White Bear Lake is just play sound defense and be responsible with the puck.
Well, and, replicate what you did before. I mean, They were outshot 29-21. There's a couple power play goals, one on each side, but the fact of the matter is the Bears won the 5-on-5 battle. And one thing we do know about Tim Sager's teams at this stage of the season, they are always ready to go, and they're always a team that's going to be a factor come playoff time.
Well, indeed, and that's been their mantra for many, many years. But I think Bob Paranto, the senior goaltender, is going to be challenged early. If he can kind of gain some confidence as it goes, I think White Bear Lake could certainly give this team a run in their own backyard.
Opening face-off to be taken by these two teams. Leaning in for the Bears, it's going to be number 15, Austin Carroll. The draw, though, however, won by Bartosh of the Stillwater Ponies as it's played back in. Mapstone off the boards, a slick puck handling defenseman. Now it's going to be the Bears regrouping in their own zone. A lot of energy here in the rec center. On the puck now it's going to be Cade Varney from the corner. He tries to work it up the rail, can't, as it's sent right back down by the puck-hounding Ponies of Stillwater. Now it's the Bears in their familiar black with orange and white trim. In the neutral zone, that's going to be picked off and gathered in across the line. Mapstone tried to find it deep. He got a little bit of help, and it's going to be Carroll to take over down low. Austin Carroll, just a freshman. Now regrouping, it's the Bears once again in their own zone. Body check thrown there. Big shot over the top of the goal. That was Austin Murr. Now back up into the neutral zone. Handled back to the near side by Novalny as it's sent right back in across line. Stanton was there, and now it's going to be Bukestad off the boards. Kick back up on the stick now for Stanton. His shot goes wide of the net. He's a tall hockey player out there with skill. Now to the line, shot that's blocked, and a nice job up front by Thielen. And it's going to be regrouped back in their own zone. Bukestad turns it, looks back up ice. His pass is picked off. Nice job by Millard to step into that one. And the Bears will try to regroup in their own zone. They do. Millard plays it. That's up off the stick now of Dornfeld, who plays that off the glass and out of play. So face off and center. There's a lot of intensity in here, Bart Archer.
Oh, you can certainly feel it the minute you walked in, but I think everybody's been anticipating this. Both teams very well represented as far as fans in the stands. But I like the way Stillwater started. A lot of energy, a lot of forward push on the puck, but I'm more impressed with the way Sager has his White Bear Lake Bears prepared. They've done a fine job defensively. They've clogged the lanes. They've got busy sticks. So far, so good for the Bears.
Sent right back into the White Bear Lake zone as they're going to regroup back in the corner behind the net. Right wing on the breakout, pinching from the left side. That's going to be Bruchu. Plays that deep behind the net. Millard with it, checked on the play, walking out front. Oh, and a big check throw in there. Pulling, holding, pulling, and shooting that one off the side of the goal. Raleigh was giving it a look and a see and a feel. Now it's going to be Bjornberg with it. He'll have it, play that one into the corner. There's 2-on-2 battle ensues. A big crowd assembled here tonight. High school hockey at its finest here in the great state of hockey in Minnesota. We're winding down the regular season. The girls are full-fledged into the section playoffs, and here are the boys getting ready. Section 7 AA already seeded.
Great time of year.
Now it's Dornfeld with it to the right wing side. That's going to be Bjornberg there. Now it's taken away again by Dornfeld. Plays back in behind the net. They're going to play this back through center on the tape for Bjornberg. He's content to play that one in wide of the Ponies. Seth Isley, your goaltender, walking down to make the play there. Nice job was Carroll on the forecheck. Rung the wall, it goes. Swatted right back in. And it's going to be handled by Murr, who tries to play this to the line. Cates was there and swinging and firing it right back in for the Bears. That was Cattleberg. Now it's sent around the near wing. That's off the stick of Stanton, picked off neatly there by Hamstead. Oh, that one's deflected by the defense. In front it goes. Isley was all over that to jump and make the save. Little sauce sent for Stanton. That misfires, and back the other way come the Bears. They flutter one in on goal. Paddle down goes Isley. Bukestad gathers in, left wing side, the calm defenseman. They're going to play this one from center in deep, back in behind the net as Paranto sets up, and it'll be breakout time for the Bears. They do to the right wing side. On the puck now it's Thelen as he's checked on the play, and he'll chase his own puck in front of the Stillwater bench. How's she going? Sticks get up. Wow, that's great stuff. That's some playoff-style hockey, folks. Even the fans in front of us love it as they're on their feet.
The Malachi Crunch.
Wow. They finally muscle it across the line and offside the call.
Well, obviously
Happy
intensity
Days
started
reference.
to pick up.
Old school for Bart Archer.
Indeed. Sometimes it just takes a good save. Sometimes it can take a big check, but you can tell everything's amped up a little bit. You'll look at it again. But two guys went at him. Very good check. Took him out of the play. Maybe a little overzealous, but it depends which side of the rink you're on. But again, the pace is very solid. Not a lot of up and down right now. Still kind of negotiating the open ice area, and there's not a lot out there so far.
Now it's going to be Manning on the face-off. He's a big point getter. Has Sagasor out there with Kaufman as he'll play this one into the right wing side. Akins is there as he looks to play that up the wing. Can't get it out. Look out. Sagasor tried to work it to the goal mouth area. That goes through everyone, and Bukestad will play it behind. Manning takes over as they try to cycle, and the right wing Karem's picked up by Bjornberg through center. He'll gain the checkered and send it in deep. The Bears just content to try to work it behind the defense and get to work, not really looking at playing off the rush so far. Now it's Chase Bill with it. He gets a little help down low now with Carroll as they trade off and continue to battle as the puck works its way up the near boards. Kaufman is there, down to one knee, batted down. Nice job there by Carroll. It's going to be picked up by Kaufman and sent right back in as it's going to be handled by Peranto, and now it's going to be the Bears to regroup in their own zone with Millard. The defenseman outlets to the left wing side as they try to stretch the forecheck. Shots on goal read 2-0, believe it or not, in favor of White Bear Lake. Now it's 2-1. As possession time could really be in favor of the Ponies at this stage of the game. Cates with it. He's bumped on the play by Carroll as they go one-on-one off the corner. Circling away from traffic, Stanton with it. Oh, a short angle shot that's turned aside. Cates and Peranto. Cates throws the leather there on Dornfeld. Now the puck is played up to the right wing side. The Bears look to muscle their way out of the zone with Genrich. He finds his man in transition. Hampstead pulls up, shoots into the midsection. And Isley goes down to the butterfly and hangs on and makes the save.
Well, Stillwater threw a lot of effort, got their first shot on goal, but it was Peranto that made his first save. I think he just wanted to touch the puck. Now they have two shots on goal, but nice transition by Genrich and Hampstead to bring the puck up the ice with some speed and control. Got it over to Hampstead. Decent shot on goal, but again, pretty easy save by Isley. Face off to his left.
Thanks for joining us here on Let'sPlayHockey.com tonight. The high school hockey game of the week every Thursday night. We've got a special edition coming up for you on Saturday from the St. Croix Rec Center. What are we going to do? Brett Johnson's not going to be here. Our producer, Todd Grover. We're going to have to bring in the B team, but I don't think, we'll still get her done. No panic.
We're going to find out how valuable they are.
I'm just excuses already,
right.
Aren't I? No, it'll be just fine. This one sent in wide of the net. Raleigh comes away with it. Finds Mapstone, who tucks it along the left wing for Sagasor in transition. Rink wide he goes. Nice pass there. On the move, it's Bartosh. His shot hits the side of the net. Back behind it, it goes. It's the Bears with it as they look to play this one up ice. They get to center and across the checkered and in deep as it's thrown in by Bjornberg. Now it's going to be handled once again. Long pass to center. No ice on the play. Back in behind the net it goes. The puck was set up by Peranto, and it's going to be the Bears back out of the zone. Chipped off the boards by Stanius as he looks from a shallow angle, try to center the pass, try to feed his man out front there, and that was Meister that was trolling.
Well, it looks like shots are going to be kind of hard to come by. White Bear Lake showing some offensive life, getting some offensive zone time. I do like the fact that they're dumping it to the opposite corner, and they're winning the battle to that puck. So if White Bear Lake can do that, it might soften up this Stillwater defense, put their head on a swivel, maybe make some room for themselves.
Working the swivel package. Through center ice it goes off the face-off. Sent right back in. You can kind of see why this one was 2-1 last time out. Very tight checking. It could be a special teams difference here. Rink wide. Stanton has to reach back. He finds his man on the move. That's Cates. He can create. Down low he goes. He stood up. Shallow angle. Wanted to go high on Peranto, who said no. Now the puck is going to be handled by Stanton. He has Mapstone up high at the blue line. Instead turns it back into the corner. Cates is trolling down low by the circle. Now it's Stanton. Look for Bukestad, who will get a pool cue job and poke it into the corner. It's kind of like me working the pocket, but I usually fan on the cue ball. I'm so bad. And now it's going to be played back into the corner. Partial change now in store, offensive zone time for the Stillwater Ponies. We're at about 9:35 to go here in the first period. We're scoreless from the St. Croix Rec Center. Thanks for joining us here tonight. To the slot area it goes. Bukestad, wrister in on goal, and a nice save made. Peranto shuts the door.
Well, it was a good save, too, by Peranto. Bukestad just on top of the left hash, got a pretty good look, but a lot of good yeoman work in the corners to get possession of that puck and get it out to the open man. Bukestad, no stranger to the offensive side of things. For a defense, 11 goals, 13 assists, 24 points. Obviously a pivotal offensive force on this Pony team.
The Ponies and the Bears going at it here. Suburban East Conference-style action. A win here by the Ponies guarantees them sole possession of the conference title. Just another resume builder, I guess.
Another banner on the rafters.
Absolutely. And they've been starting to fly them here in Stillwater. Youth program is coming along quite nicely, thank you. That Sagasor bid was blocked. Nice job, good position by Dornfeld. He's had a couple of shifts that have been solid here tonight so far. Bill wanted to throw that one into the zone. And it's sent right back into the Bear zone off the skates there of Millard, who's going to regroup. He tried to find his man there in Dornfeld. And now instead it's going to be walking and shooting as Manning. That's blocked. And to the corner it goes. Now the Ponies will try to work the forecheck off the end boards. The battles are ensuing. They're rugged. And Sagasor is in there to try to fish. He pulls this one out of the corner. Sagasor looks to play it back in behind. Now it's going to be Millard with it as he tries to ring the boards, but he's got all sorts of trouble all over him there with Michael Kaufman. Kaufman hounding the puck, comes away with it. Hard work, that's what it does for you, folks. Now turning and shooting. Nice save there. Oh, Manning out of nowhere, quick release. Peranto, though, not impressed. Icing the call.
Yeah, that was a very nice athletic move that he made on that one as far as Manning goes. Kind of put it between his legs, got a better angle. You'll see it right there. Nice elusive move, uses derriere to protect the puck. Got a pretty good shot on goal. Nice save again by Peranto. But it just seems like the Ponies are starting to kind of get their offensive zone time where they're getting possession, but White Bear still diligent protecting the front of the net. Not a lot of good looks, only the one by Bukestad so far.
The purpose of the Ponies and their skating, I'm going to be very curious to see, through this game how this works and if they get caught too deep on the forecheck. If it stays scoreless, sometimes you start to force things a little bit.
Get a little aggressive.
We'll see what happens there. Bruchu with it now, finds Bukestad, who plays ahead. That gets underneath the stick of Isley. That's Adam Isley, the sophomore. And icing will be the calls. We'll wind it up right back into the Stillwater zone.
And I did want to make a mention on that last break about Spencer Millard, number 28 in the black, doing some yeoman-like work, taking on two Pony forecheckers, coming away with possession and actually relieving some of the pressure that the Pony forecheckers are putting on. So really a nice shift by Millard.
Cates now to take the draw for the Ponies. He'll go in against Carroll. Carroll, nice job to use the feet to get that out to the line. That one just stays in as it's sent right back in now. Carroll with it. He's bothered on the play, looks to the corner. And look out, that's poked off the stick there of Hampstead. And now it's going to be Stanton. By the way, be sure to join us for state high school hockey coverage. We'll be working play-by-play of all the winter bracket games. There's a shot. Oh, nice job to catch that, nearly pulling the backhand off down low. That one comes up high, and Peranto, he shuts the door. Just willing himself to these saves. Bukestad through traffic. That hits a couple of wickets and rattles wide and sent back into center. Hampstead with it, but be sure to join us. James Lillidahl is going to be joining us for some of the play-by-play too as well. Looking forward to Jimmy. We'll get to hear his version of the Scars straight out of the Mike Emmerich style. Long pass, here they go. In on goal, shooting. Oh, glove save and a bitty. Oh, my word. That was Adam Isley sprung with an opportunity, but Peranto was equal to the task. Right wing side it goes, now in the offensive zone. We just wind it right back up into the Stillwater zone as that eludes Bukestad. Nice job to get the positioning there for Bill as he plays it into the corner for Carroll. Carroll has checked on the play, a little bit of help. McMurtry was there as well. Now the Bears are off the wall, and here come the Ponies out of the zone. Isley plays ahead. Look out, racing into this loose change. It's going to be McGinley. His shot is steered aside. Back in behind the net. Wrap around, nice job, paddle down by Paranto. Shutting the door yet again. Off the glass to the line, shot that's steered aside by Isley. Shots on goal are starting to rack up here for the Ponies. They lead that category 9-4 here in the first period. Here come the Bears back out of their own zone. On that puck was Larson, one of the captains of this edition. Sent back in by Bjornberg as the Bears will go wholesale on the change. And the Ponies try to catch him, but they can't. Away from one man, nifty play there by Manning across the line of the forehand. That's blocked, gets the rebound, shoots, and that one hits the side of that. Puck's in the air. And they're going to call a high stick on that biscuit. We'll whistle it down.
Boy, you can see it unfold. Here's the Isley breakaway on this one. Watch his glove save. Didn't control the rebound, but made the initial save, and then he came in for support. But those are the kind of saves that can really pick up your team. But those are the kind of plays that can soften up your defense a little bit, too. So we'll see if that'll have any residual effect. The last 5 minutes, the Ponies have basically owned this game. Shots on goal now, 10 for the Ponies, 4 for White Bear Lake. White Bear Lake's wheels seem to be wobbling a little bit. But, again, not those quality opportunities that Stillwater normally gets. So White Bear Lake holding on.
In on goal, there's Paranto with another save. You know, it's one of those things, Bart. You know, the old bend but don't break. If you can get away with it in hockey, it's such a momentum zone-played game, though. After a while, you can only get away with it so long.
Well, and you expend so much energy chasing the play around in your own zone, and it really can have some residual effect, a couple line changes down the way. But that was really a good save by Paranto.
So with as fast as Stillwater is, how fast is that Holy Family game going to be on Saturday? Goodness.
No speed limit. We'll call it the Autobahn
Total
game.
track race that's going to be. That Holy Family Catholic team is real.
And this White Bear Lake team's got some kids that can scoot, too.
You know what? I wouldn't want this team in the playoffs. You never do. They have so much heart, character, and they're well coached, and they know how to play in crunch time.
Tradition.
And they've got enough doers, enough gamers to get the job done always. By the way, ran into Brandon Wallen.
Oh.
He's at one of the United tournaments I was working this past week, plays at Hamlin. Part of a new product line called Unreal. Very solid young man. We relived that overtime goal he scored against Hill Murray.
Oh, boy.
That shocked the world.
Indeed it did. It purged a lot of demons out of the Bears history books.
Well, it made Zach Halverson happy. This one's in on goal. Of course, he's a big White Bear guy.
And he's rarely happy. No, I'm kidding, Zach.
The brooding Zach? No, I'm just kidding you. What a great guy. Back up through center ice it goes. This is off the stick. They try to muscle their way in with Bjornberg, and that one's steered aside. And here they come back out of the zone. Stanton takes that one from Cates, cuts to the forehand, dangles. That one's blocked. Oh, did that hit the post? I think it hit some metal. Back up to the line. It's Bukestad, turns, shoots. That hits some shins. Well, the block shots have to be in double digits for the Bears as well. Stanton dangles to the left wing side. He'll protect and play back in behind the net. He kind of reminds me of Zach Hale with the number and the big frame, Bart.
Sure.
Back up high in the air, of course, we're referring to the former Red Knight in on goal as Isley's going to have to play that one. That's Seth Isley, the senior. Now it's Bukestad, chips a pass. That's going to hop the stick and make its way down for an icing
well,
call.
Even though that was a bit of a misfire, that might have some value to that if they can win the faceoff in their own zone. If you're not winning faceoffs, that's a pretty dangerous play to make. But, again, they're keeping the White Bear Lake defenders back a little farther, creating a lot of space between the forwards and the defense. So not a bad scheme by Matt Doman and the Stillwater Ponies. So all you got to do is hit on a couple of those, and you're in pretty good shape.
Is it me or is it warm in here?
It's warm in here.
Man, I already stripped a layer.
There's so many bodies in here.
It's like strip poker. You better watch it.
Well, I hope you start winning, actually.
I'll tell you
what.
With you. I will spare the faithful, trust
right
me.
on. Public service, we call that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. Back at center ice they go on it. Manning with it. Leaves it at the line, and that hits traffic. Sagasor. He bids, and that's offside.
Well, you brought up a good point just 2 breaks ago about how they're getting in front of shots and blocking shots. Very reminiscent of the Wayzata Trojans in how they had success. They weren't the greatest defensive team, but they did all the little things to make the body of work very, very impressive in the defensive zone, and it looks like White Bear Lake has that same challenge, and so far they're rising to it. We're scoreless with just over 3 minutes left in this first period.
Puck is played back up into the neutral zone, controlled, and it's handled now by the White Bear Lake Bears. Regrouping in its own zone.
I'm hoarding.
No fall. Off-air production meeting right here between Bart Archer, Novalny with it. Oh, we have a good time, don't we? That one is deflected off a pair of sticks and sent back in. Now it's going to be Paronto to play it off the near boards. What a tempo and pace we've had here to session number 1. Down low they go. Looking to get away from traffic there is Adam Isley. He's had himself a nice period here. Now Cates jumps on as they get a partial change. Cates is trolling low. He sees the loose change. The future UMD Bulldog pinned up on the wall. Kaufman is there as well. Clock winds its way to 2. Now 09 to go now in the period. And they look to fish for the loose change, and that one's whistled down as they pin that one up.
Well, one thing I like about Matt Doman's Stillwater squad, watched him last year, obviously, a couple times and saw him in the state tournament as well. But this year's edition, just on my brief, just vision so far, you don't lose anything when their line changes. They can go from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, and really they have that same style of play, attack, very aggressive, get after the puck and move it around. If you can get that as far as a coach, you got something going on pretty good. But this Stillwater team could have a very special year. But so far they're inflicting their will, but the Bears have not given in.
That one is oohed and odd there as it's turned aside.
I thought they were remarking on my comment.
I thought it was because I took my jacket off. The Bears now play that one to center. Bukestad, off the boards it goes. And now it's going to be Cates across the line. That's picked off. Oh, nice job to take that away from the stick of Swanson as it's played right back in. Stanton is there. That was Murr, rather. And now they're going to poke this to safety, picked up by Varney. Sends that one through the neutral zone. And they'll backpedal and play this one to the left wing side. Varney, by the way, no relation to Fox Business News' Stu Varney.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Jim Varney, and I'm kind of glad you didn't.
No, I went to current events.
A little more sophisticated.
Played back in, but he's got a real rich English accent, Bart, so I think we're good.
Sweet. And
it's played back in the corner now as we wind ourselves down to 1 minute remaining in the period. This will make it for an icing as we'll bring it back into White Bear Lake territory.
Well, again, we see the busy sticks of the defensemen on this Bears team. They're not afraid to jump the passing routes, intercept the passes. They're not afraid to poke check. One thing Stillwater's got to kind of be cognizant of is that stick zone on the defense. On the attack, you have to stay outside that stick zone. But so far, White Bear Lake's been very effective defensively, but I think they're kind of dodging a bullet because I really don't think they've got any offensive stride. In fact, I think 2 offensive zone possessions were with possession coming into the zone, so that's something that I'm sure Coach Sager's going to talk to him about in the second period.
Shoveled up high in the air through the neutral zone. Raleigh will regroup, play it off the boards. Looking to pick that off was Carroll. Came up empty, and it's sent right back into White Bear Lake territory. Down to the corner it goes. Kaufman with it. He looked up high for Bukestad, who's now on the off point. Kaufman again back in behind the net. He had a little bit of help down low as well. And it's going to be played back up into the center ice area where Raleigh will regroup, play that one right up the wing. Sagasor bumps that one off the wall, sits free at the line. Now it's going to be handled and played back in by the Stillwater Ponies. Cates, shallow angle. You got to have your eyes ready to go at all times when he's out there, and a nice job there by Paronto to make the save. It's going to come down to the close of the period. Turning and shooting, that one stopped anyway by a nice busy pad of Paronto. But that does it for period number 1, and a dandy here from the St. Croix Rec Center.
Yeah, you could just tell with the period winding down, the Ponies wanted to get that final shot, and for White Bear Lake, that clock didn't go fast enough. But overall, a pretty good period by both squads. I think Matt Doman has to feel pretty good about how his team attacked, came out aggressive, played responsibly, and really limited the opportunities that the White Bear Lake Bears had. But I think that if you're Coach Sager, I think you just go in and reassure them that they had a good period defensively, but their zone exits are so effective, they just have to generate some speed with possession through the neutral zone and really back these Ponies defenders up. So far, that's the challenge that they haven't quite met yet, but we got a lot of game to go, but second period's going to be a good one.
Indeed we do. We'll be back with more. High school hockey continues right here on Let'sPlayHockey.com. You've been playing since you were a young kid. You've developed a passion for the game. Now you're ready to take your next steps. With top-tier athletes, you can easily build a website to promote your talents to scouts and coaches. With profile information, beautiful stats, photo and video galleries, you can showcase your skills. There is no coding involved, and it is super easy to set up. Start today for free.
I'm Jason Withy. I'm from Pacific Rink. I love hockey. A couple years ago, I had this idea for a bag. It came out of frustration. I had 4 bags in 2 years. I was sick of it. So I said, well, screw it, I can design a bag. So I talked to some of my teammates, I talked to players, and I came up with what I think is the ultimate hockey bag. We set out creating 2 bags. The player bag was designed for players, by players. We didn't take any shortcuts. I wanted to make sure that this bag would last you a long time. The Pond Pack was designed for coaches, parents, refs, the outdoor player, basically anyone that doesn't need to bring their entire bag of equipment. One of the great things about this bag is it looks like an everyday rucksack with hockey functionality. So when you're not on the ice, you can use this bag for everyday life. Each of our bags comes in 3 awesome colors: black, red, and navy. We love hockey, and we believe we've created the ultimate pair of hockey bags.
Gemini Athletic Wears, Chris Bonvino. Everybody knows the work you do, and we really, really appreciate the quality of product that you deliver. It's really incredible. And when I'm looking at your website right now, I see St. Cloud State, Harvard. I believe that's Alaska Anchorage. I'm looking at up there as well, or just Alaska. I can't keep any of those straight anymore. And then you work it all the way down to the youth levels and the high school levels. But the fact is you work in manufacturing, and you're a U.S. manufacturer. And it appears, from my perspective, to be a really good time to be a manufacturer in this great country.
Well, we're hopeful, and knock on wood, that there's a resurgence in American craftsmanship and American businesses, American jobs, and we're feeling pretty good about the future right now. The quality of the product that we make, and I mentioned this to you before, but when people buy from us, buying American used to mean something, but I don't want people to buy from us just because they're doing us a favor and buying American. I want them to buy from us because we have a product that is 10 times better than anything that's coming from offshore. In terms of the fabrics, the craftsmanship, the quality. These things are important. This is an art to us. We take it very seriously, and we take a great deal of pride in it. It's not a commodity. We are all dialed in on all the people here. Have genuine pride in what they produce.
Can I jump in on the fabrics for a minute?
Yeah.
Because I've always felt as though your jerseys are just they're a cut above, and they're better. They have the right feel and the right temperament to the player, to the body, and what's required there. What kind of processes do you go through, and how have you drilled it down to where you need to be on your fabrics now?
Well, we've actually gotten into the science with this as the dry fit fabrics have become more the standard. We've actually gone out and have proprietary fabrics. We've worked with design companies all over the country, all domestic, but we have fabricated 2 products, actually 3, but 2 that we use specifically for hockey that are proprietary to our specs and standards, our colors. They have the color wash on, they never dye, but the fit and the feel, we're and I use this word a lot, but we're fastidious about this. When they put this sweater on, I want this to complete, or we all want this to complete the process of them making the team, but them being proud of something. This is a major achievement to make these teams, and to put that jersey on, to have that kind of seal the deal. But getting back to your question, we have spent a lot of time and a lot of money on research, going back and forth with our knitters, the kinds of fabric, the yarns they're using. And, the product, our raw product is more expensive in terms of the raw goods inside of it. But because we're selling directly to the schools, the universities, we're able to come in at a price which is very favorable for the quality of the product.
What's amazing is in the world of the grand endorsements and the big name out-of-box type of jerseys and sweaters you see out there, to me it's pretty amazing that in the college hockey world, when I look at a game or I watch a game, whenever I see it, I see the GA on the shoulder of so many teams. How are you able to continually, I know from a Big Ten, who cares, whatever, you can't really pound, how do you pound through that the way you do? Because you not only get this business, but you maintain it. What's the key?
Well, a lot of it, I think, is just the relationships that we've developed over the years. They know we give them a quality product. They know they can count on us to deliver the product. I think that level of trust, plus we've had some great success. Aside from this year, the last 3 Division I NCAA national champions wore the GA right front and center when they were hoisting the championship trophy around. This, is advertising you can't buy. If you compare the size of our company to the size of a lot of these companies, we're a David to their Goliath, but we have a product that is, I'll put up against anyone's in terms of the quality workmanship. So I think it's a combination of relationships and just the fact that, we've been there. We've had 9 or 10 national champions in NCAA ice hockey bearing our logo. So hopefully that will continue, and we're working very hard to increase our market share.
So, Chris, you've been at this for, 20, how many years? 20-some years, at least?
As Reg Dunlop said in Slapshot, quite a few.
Look, he doesn't want,
it's been 25 years. I was 25 years old when I started the company, and we grew. Slowly. We were initially doing jackets, and I was out of my house, and we had like 3 guys, and we hit at the point where Dean Blaze, who was my former coach, called me and asked. We were doing their jackets and asked if we could do their jerseys. And at that point, we had never done a jersey, but we researched it and said, "Yeah, we'll take care of you." And we introduced the Dazzle, which I know we did for one of your teams. Fabric.
Love the Dazzle.
Right, and it was something that was really an oddity at the time, but it caught on. It was a very faddish thing, but from that point then we were able to grow and build and learning a lot and learning every day still about the process. But it's been uncanny, and I joke that the reason that we're so busy and we have such good clientele is there's really no one stupid enough to do this besides people like us. But no, I'm saying that tongue in cheek. But at any rate, you've known us for some time, and we've known you, so you've kind of seen the progression of the company. It's been interesting.
I'm the biggest fan of small business and people that are able to run their own businesses, and anybody that can grow something for the 25 years that you have to the level that you have and continue to reinvent yourself as you do is something that anybody who follows business understands and appreciates. And that's the one thing about Gemini Athletic Wear that I think everybody needs to take a note of. And and there's a lot of listeners here and viewers that are watching this program who are decision makers, whether it be on youth boards, high school, and even some college, junior as well. How do they best get a hold of you to say, "Hey, we need you to do our sweaters next"?
Well, we've added a few, but we have anyone here is capable of discussing. We have our salespeople, of course, but I like to do a lot of this myself. It's a passion, the creativity, the creative part of this. And I tell all of our sales guys here, make the person that you're dealing with. Someone's going to come to you and ask for help on designing a jersey. They're going to go back to their team. You want to make that person a hero. That person, you want to do that person a solid. Find out what they want, help them however you can, but really take a passion. I know it sounds cliched and not real, but it's true. Get involved with them. To answer your question, though, to get a hold, just call us. We're not one of these companies that you call and you have to press 8 different buttons to get to someone. We're old school in that sense.
Very true. Very true.
And we really enjoy that interaction. That creative process, and ultimately, like I said, when the kid puts on the sweater, and the father or the team manager, or the coach or the AD, is lauded for that, it's a good feeling for us because we were involved in that process. But those people who trusted and came to us are the ones who look like heroes, and that's what we really pride ourselves on.
Folks, click the GeminiAthleticWear.com logo that you see on the show page. If you want to just give them a call, it's at 952-942-9611 or on the hotline at 1-800-909-9611. And Chris will take care of it. I've got one final question for you. Yes. How did you come up with the name Gemini?
I wish I had a better thought. There is no logical connection. I'm not an astrological person. I have no good story. If you ask me how I met my wife, I'd have a great story. For this one, I thought of it just as I thought it was a cool name. And I was 25 years old, and Nike had already been used, so I just had no other choice. But I wish, Pete, I had a better story for you than that.
Well, so I was watching this History Channel bit on the Gemini missions that were led up. Okay, so I'm watching it and I'm thinking, I wonder if that has something to do with what he did with this thing. And can I give you one takeaway? It has nothing to do with anything we're doing, but I think you'll appreciate it and the listeners might too. How nuts were those guys?
Oh, they're fabulous. I mean,
just nuts, weren't they? Who would do that?
Well, to do what they did, yeah. I mean, they were pioneers. It was remarkable. I wish, and in a sense, I've always enjoyed aerospace and the history. I remember the Apollo missions way back in the 70s when we were kids.
Yeah.
But no, for what they did was predated that even, and it was remarkable. Absolutely. All the respect in the world for those guys.
So we'll just pretend.
Much braver than I.
We'll just pretend that's what Gemini is. Just kidding. Yeah. So, Chris, thanks a lot. Once again, that's GeminiAthleticwear.com. A true class individual who has been in the business 25 years, knows a thing or two about your jerseys and sweaters. Give him a call. Get dressed up the right way. We'll be back with more high school hockey right after this. You've been playing since you were a young kid. You've developed a passion for the game. Now you're ready to take your next steps. With top-tier athletes, you can easily build a website to promote your talents to scouts and coaches. With profile information, beautiful stats, photo and video galleries, you can showcase your skills. There is no coding involved, and it is super easy to set up. Start today for free.
My name is Darrell Evans. I'm a former player with the Los Angeles Kings and currently the color analyst on the Kings radio broadcast. Well, I really like it the way it's so compact. Everything is nicely sectioned off where you can put, whether it be a laptop, an iPad or something like that that's separate from getting your skates being banged up against it. You have a place for your gloves, a place to attach your helmet.
You've been playing since you were a young kid. You've developed a passion for the game. Now you're ready to take your next steps. With top-tier athletes, you can easily build a website to promote your talents to scouts and coaches. With profile information, beautiful stats, photo and video galleries, you can showcase your skills. There is no coding involved, and it is super easy to set up. Start today for free. Well, we don't pull any punches here at the rec center. I mean, we've got this great ice show here. We've got the chippers, the little guys between periods.
Maybe check a puck next period, or
I mean, I will say this.
how about the guy in stilts? Maybe he can come out and skate.
Bart, you just get angry, don't you? Like you don't let no. When you see him, your mood changes
A little bit.
Everybody who's been
Not
to a high
his
school
fault.
game has seen the guy on stilts, the Hanson brother thing. What is it that bugs you?
I don't know. It's my demons. It's nothing to do with him. Exceptionally nice
It is
guy.
a legit.
He entertains the masses.
It's a legit demon.
Well, I got a schedule, man.
We were in Duluth. We were in Duluth, and this guy made an appearance, and Bart just fell apart. And I'm like going, I kind of like watching everybody's reaction to him because they've never seen him before. And Bart's just all angry,
Not
losing
angry.
it. Nah, you were, oh, God, I hate this guy.
I did not. Not hate. Hate's
Well,
a very
okay, that's a strong
word.
word. But, okay, I intensely dislike this gig.
That's a
this
little,
shtick.
little better. No, if he carved out a niche, all the power to him. He entertains the people. It's not about me. So, but I just, it's
It's fun to make fun of Bart. So, anyway, we're about ready to start the second period.
Yeah, we digress.
We're scoreless. It seemed like about 2 days ago that these guys took the ice. I'm telling you right now, their muscles have to be completely seized at this stage of the game. There's a lot of time between this intermission.
Well, I think it'd be more nervous energy than anything else. I think physically these young kids are pretty okay, but I think just waiting, it just burns some useless energy. But again, now they're out on the ice. All's forgotten, and it looks like White Bear Lake has a lot of energy coming out. Looking at the body language, I think they're going to be a team that's going to be fit to play. But if you look at the numbers and how the second period kind of breaks down for both of these teams, the Ponies actually in the second period they've outscored their opponents 39-8. That's more than a 4-1 margin. And White Bear Lake has actually outscored their opponents 27-17. So both teams have had success in the second period. It just looks like Stillwater is the team that really kind of flexes their muscles. So White Bear Lake's certainly going to have a challenge in front of them.
They do, and Tim Sager has to walk away, and you hear these terms, road periods, and that's a pretty good road period.
Oh, I agree. As long as there's a cipher on the scoreboard and there's not a tally on there. But now the second period, you have the long line changes, and what you really want to be cognizant first and foremost is short shifts. Better to get off well early than too late on these. It's hard to defend against a Stillwater or White Bear Lake team with tired legs. So line changes are going to be very important this period. We're getting ready to go. Finally.
Face off at center ice now. It's going to be handled by the Ponies as they regroup in their own zone. The Bears content to clog up the neutral zone. Now Stanton with it, plays it to the right wing side. It's sent right back into the corner. Down low it goes. Cattlebird is there as he's checked on the play. It's going to be gathered in now by White Bear Lake's Chase Hampstead. I like to play this one up into the center ice area. And it's going to be set back up behind the net. Now it's the Bears chipping back through center on it. Now it's Jenrick. Dribbles in wide of Isley. And something's going on down in that corner. We're not sure what, but the puck comes back out to center. Stanton was there. Cates ahead for Bukestad. Ooh, looked for Cates to the slot. Couldn't pull the trigger. Blocked. And his shot again was blocked. That bid shut down by Dornfeld. Now it's going to be the Bears once again as they regroup in their own zone. Back up and out of the zone they go with Millard. He plays that one in back in behind the net. Looking one way, going the other is Raleigh as the puck will roll itself up to the high right wing side. Sent right back in. Raleigh once again. Check that. That's Navalny with it. Too far. And icing the call as we'll bring it back down into White Bear Lake territory early on here in period number 2.
Yeah, really nothing established too much so far. But one thing I want our viewers to watch is Stillwater. When the puck is in the offensive zone, watch the defense of the Stillwater team. They do not leave the zone early. They actually challenge the forward trying to come out. They get good support on the weak side. Forwards are coming out, but they spacing and pacing. They really don't allow this White Bear Lake team any room to move through the neutral zone. So it's not necessarily what White Bear Lake's doing, but more what Stillwater's inflicting on them.
Atkins with it, plays that one back into the Stillwater zone. The Ponies now will guide it along the wall as they move from right to left across your screen. As they continue to battle, puck is played off the glass, high in the air, dribbles, wobbles, And it's off the stick. Tough one to handle there for Lions, and just offside.
Well, it was kind of a break for White Bear Lake. It looked like Stillwater was trying to get something cooking, but the puck actually hopped the stick. The player went into the zone, couldn't get out of the zone in time, so face-off just outside the White Bear Lake zone. I do like White Bear Lake zone exits, though. Their first passes are pretty crisp. It's just getting it out of the zone with possession's been their nemesis so far.
Could you get any more cameras stuffed into one facility?
Yeah. This is a place to be.
Indeed it is.
And thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight.
Bukestad goes old school with the Suter-like wrister in on goal.
Well, Peranto, that was an easy save, but there was some support out in front of the net by the Stillwater Ponies, so a good save on that. And Bukestad's not shy about shooting the puck. The thing I liked about it is he took a wrist shot. Didn't take the big wind-up, got a good, efficient shot on goal, looking for a second chance. Peranto denied him.
Cates to take the draw against Carroll. It's Cates who wins the draw. Stanton helps out. Played to the goal mouth area, but swatted away by the defense, and Varney picking up the puck. Cattleberg carries it to the left wing side, picked off to the line. Nice job there. Stanton very busy with the stick as it's sent right back into Stillwater territory. They'll regroup and look back up to the right wing side. Long pass to center, stretch pass, fails to click with Stanton, and icing your call.
Well, we see the big long drink of water out here, and that's Spencer Millard. We talked about him in the first period, number 28 in the black, kind of a long drink of water. He's a pretty tall kid, but he seems to be out there when the big lines are out there. When you see the Mannings out there, in the Sagasaurs and the Cates and such, he's a big presence with a big stick weight, so very difficult to get around that big man.
The tall drink. Face-off win by the Bears. That's blocked on its way in. And set to regroup is Dornfeld. Rink wide for Millard. Looks back up the middle. Deflected off the stick and on the tape. They dance across the line with Bill. His shot buzzes wide. Thunders off the end boards as Dutko is there. They try to work it out of the zone, but the Bears start to clog up and create some issues. They continue to battle off the boards. And it's sent right back in behind the net. Or at least from our angle, it looked like it, Bart. It's tough to see up here. There's so many people. And offside as they straddle the line.
Yeah, there's not a lot of places to sit at the St. Croix Valley Rec Center tonight, so people are kind of filling in the gaps and cutting the sidelines off a little bit. But as long as our cameraman, Todd Grover, can get the viewers a good, clean shot, we're in good shape. One thing I like about White Bear Lake is how they engage in contact. They always engage on the proper side, and if you don't have the puck, you want to engage on the defensive side. Obviously, if you lose control of the puck, you can still limit the opposing players. So they do a very good job of actually taking the proper angles and checking on the proper sides.
Now it's the Ponies with it.
just
they
one
work
guy.
it and play it to the right wing side. Back up through center. Looking to get one on goal. There was Sagasaur. That fails to click, and that one's pushed wide of the mark. Now for the Bears, down to make the play, it's Hampstead. We're scoreless here in this one. Stanton with it, walks and shoots. Oh, Peranto, the nice save. Boy, I like what I'm seeing here out of the senior. Navalny is there. Look out, 2-on-1. Ooh, they nearly had a man to spring there. That would have been Jenrick. He can score, too. Back in behind the net it goes. The Ponies look to bounce out of the zone. Wiley was there. Now it's going to be picked up by Cattleberg. He leaves off for the defense, and Varney. Open wing he goes. Handled down. Nifty job there by Bill to keep it. Plays that one in deep. On the play now it's Navalny. To the right wing side. Nobody home, and now Cates comes away with it. Looks to spring his man again. This is kind of what I was talking about in the first period, Bart. Now they're trying to stretch it a little bit. I don't want to say they're getting frustrated, but they're trying to create instant offense.
Yeah.
That's what a game plan like this can do to you.
Well, they're forcing the play a little bit, but what I think they're also trying to do, and it was Stanton who couldn't catch up to that pass, but in worst case they're going to soften the defense. But there you see that good save actually by Peranto. They used the defenseman, and I believe it was Huber. It was Lyons actually as a screen on that one. A good shot, but a better save by Peranto. Now faceoffs in the Stillwater zone to Eisel's right. Is it
or
Eisel
left.
or Isley?
Isley, Bart.
Isley, I'm sorry, folks. Especially to the Isley family. I've been known to do
Well,
that a time or two.
I'm sure they're not watching. They're probably here anyway.
I would imagine, but
you got a couple of them out there?
Just for the record.
And if we're wrong, email us at the booth. Brett, put that up on the next one. Now it's on the tape across the line. McGinley with it. Loses the handle. It's going to be Calibert with it across the line. He sends that one in behind the net. Up against the boards they go with Rowley. And to the right wing. The Ponies look to break it out, and another icing call is sent back into the Bears zone.
Well, that's a couple icings now for Stillwater. The first one was a stretch pass. That one was just to relieve some pressure, so it seems like White Bear Lake is starting to get a bit of a flow offensively, especially on the forecheck. And that bodes well for Coach Sager, because the more confidence they build, the better off they're going to be. And it's still a 0-0 game, so it's anybody's ball game at this point. But it just seems like White Bear Lake is starting to show a little bit of Bears flair in the offensive zone. They just got to get some shots on goal now.
That one off the end boards. It goes 17-6. Your shots on goal, Bart, and you are right. But this game plan will start to play into the Bears' favor. Create a turnover, create some frustration, offensive zone face-offs, possession, and next thing you know, it's 1-0.
Yeah, and defending in your own zone does expire a little bit more energy than having the puck and getting that adrenaline boost.
Bears will play this along the wall for Hampstead. As he looks rink wide, that rolls off the tape and the stick of Jenrick. And at center, it's going to be played off the boards and handled now by the Bears. The Bears will look ahead as they try to find their man. That's picked off in the neutral and sent right back in. Kaufman was there. And now it's going to be picked up off the tape by Dornfeld. Millard is there. Dornfeld helps him out. Now they're going to ring the boards. Down to make the play is Jenrick. A long pass. Now this one fails to click, and back into White Bear Lake territory we go.
Yeah, I think that one just rolled on Jenrich a little bit because he had his right winger actually had some space and some room to move it up the ice. I think he just misfired. Now the faceoff's going to be back in the Bears zone, and that's one thing you don't want to attempt too many times with this Ponies team, is just giving them offensive zone time. They've done a great job of keeping the play down in the Pony zone. Now they have to win this faceoff. Not trying to oversell this faceoff, but I think it's a big one.
Possession's important. I think for the Ponies, Bart, there it is, a big draw to center. I think what you're talking about, though, is you want some offensive zone time, and you want to start creating some chances here. And you got to give Paranto credit. He's been perfect here tonight. Sent back in and around. He'll set up behind his own net, will Paranto, and Calibert with it as he plays it to the left wing side, gets it back. The captain plays it to the near side for the oncoming Varney. He'll carry it wide. Nice little back check turned in by Austin Murray, the senior defenseman. Bounding puck there. And it's getting muddy out there. Here come the Ponies back through center. 3-on-3, now 4-on-3 at the line. Cates, nice pass. Stanton, school off the side of the goal. Had a few.
Oohs and ahs.
Well, you got one for me. I saw the net move.
Just warming up.
Uh-oh. Cates turns it back up ice. Has Stanton. Stanton shoots. Nice save. Paranto does not panic. Stayed square to the puck. Put the blocker pad down and shut the door.
Well, that was actually a pretty good little sequence by this Ponies team. And it was really kind of a give and go between Manning and Cates. And Manning just tried to change the angle of the shot a little bit. I think it kind of just bought the goaltender a little bit more time to square up. But really a nice sequence on this one. And there you can see more pressure by this Ponies team. When they put pressure on, they get the shots on goal, but they're not the quality looks that they're used to seeing. So White Bear Lake still being responsible, protecting your goaltender.
Kaufman looked to try to sneak that one through. Instead, it's going to be handled out of the zone by McGinn. Or check that. That was Carroll on the puck. And now it's Millard, bothered from behind, plays it to the right wing side, looking for Hampstead. And Sagasaur is there, gets the stick in there. Manning as well. Coming away with it now, it's going to be the Ponies once again to play it back in behind the net. Sagasaur finds his man now. That's Manning. Side of the cage, wraparound attempt. No, that one stays out of the goal. Looks like the net may have moved just a titch.
Yeah, just enough to force the whistle. Referee in good proximity to make that call. Kind of a trying moment for this Bears team. And it was Paranto that had to sneak over because it was Manning that tried to stuff it in on a wraparound, but he did a good job of closing that window quickly. Kind of an alley rebound, but the net off the moorings face off to his right. Just over 9 minutes, 25 seconds left in the second period. We're still scoreless.
Cates will take the faceoff. Indeed, we are scoreless, Bart. It's of no surprise. I think this is something we expected to see between these two teams. Murr will play this one down off the corner. Cates is there. He tries to look to the slot area. Now it's Cates on it. He's bothered on the play. Varney is there. Stanton now up to the line. Bukestad holds. Now he shoots. That deflects. Might have hit Toronto on its way in. Bart couldn't tell. As now it's going to be Bukestad to play back over to the far side for Mapstone. He submarines a would-be checker. Gives him the old little how's she going with the stick on the way by. Now it's going to be Cates again. Back up for Mapstone. Puck rolled, so he gives it to Bukestad. Bukestad shoots. That deflects up over the top of the goal. Now it's Cates. Mapstone snapshot deflects again. This one wide of the net. Some offensive zone time now for the Ponies. Cleared but not out. Bukestad, nice job to glove that one down with a big mitt. He gets it back to the neutral zone. That's off the stick of Varney, and back the other way they come. Now Cates, he was all over his stick. In the NHL, they'd go obstruction interference, so we're going to play on. Bukestad now plays it to the near side. Cates buzzes that one wide. Now it's Mapstone to play this one in back behind the net. Stanton is there to play the body and find some room, and it's going to be played off the boards, the glass, if you will, but not out. At the line, Bukestad was there. Cates, what a good shift by this group as they created plenty of opportunities.
Oh, indeed, they were buzzing, and they were using the whole offensive zone, too. It seemed like White Bear Lake chasing the play a little bit, and but no harm, no foul. Really didn't get any good looks, so it kept everything on the periphery, but hand pass by Stillwater Ponies going to bring the faceoff all the way back down into their zone.
Here, look at Stillwater's leaders. Noah Cates mentioned in the onset. 14 power play assists, too. He's a real slick puck-moving guy.
He's got 4 shorties on the year, too.
Can you decline?
I don't know if you have that option. I know some teams would, but this Ponies power play, 39.4% coming into this contest.
So far, we've not had any power play. Shots on goal, 20 for Stillwater, 6 for White Bear Lake. The Bears now in the offensive zone is pinching down from the wall, and that play was Lions as they converge up on the boards, and it's played back into the neutral zone. Backpedaling and playing it to the left wing side too far as the puck will be chased down by Raleigh. Now instead it's going to trickle in on goal as Seth Isley makes the save, and we'll have the face-off to his right.
Well, you said shots on goal, 20 for Stillwater. That gives them 7 for the period, 6, now 7 for this Bears team. So that's the first shot of this period, and it was a very harmless shot. So Bears obviously are doing a lot of good things, but they still have to get to the ultimate goal, getting that puck into that slot area and putting some pressure on Isley in goal.
You know, in a game like this, it comes down to chances and opportunities. And, you know, the goaltenders, I mean, the Toronto play on one end has just been amazing. That puck was poked free by Adam Isley, the length of the ice it goes, and it's going to be the Bears to regroup in their own zone. Looking one way and coming back the other is Millard to play that one around to Swanson. Now it's Isley up to the line. Bruchu with it, wrist shot. He took that pass from Bukestad back behind the net. Manning with it now, try to go up high for Bruchu, who comes down to make the play from the left wing side. The Bears control and play back out of the zone. On it now, that's going to be Swanson. Swanson finds an open corner. On the forecheck now, it's going to be handled. Oh, that one through. Carroll was in on that at the line, and now it's going to be picked up by the Ponies to the right wing side. They have energy and numbers down low. Bukestad, that somehow is kept out of the goal. Oh, my word. And back the other way, here come the Bears on it. Now it's going to be Hamstead. He plays it to the left wing side. They have a trailer shooting. That one stopped by Isley. Oh, what a glorious opportunity there. Fire wagon hockey here from the Stillwater Rec Center, or the St. Croix Rec Center, rather. Now from the corner they go. Now it's to the right wing side. Bill is there. And out come the Ponies with it. They look to work it across center. Cates takes over. Cates leaves off, finds the late man. That's Bukestad, pulls it, shoots that one up off the glass. Now it's going to be sent back into the corner as they continue to battle. Who wants it? Murr is there, gets a little help from Cates. They battle along the boards, and the Bears win it. Back out of the zone they go with Bjornberg across the line. He holds. That one's blocked, and it's sent back up to the neutral zone. Here they come with Murr across the line. Trailer, snapper, glass. Up high to the line now. It's played back down once again. They look to the goal mouth area. Nobody home. Mapstone comes over to make the play. He'll guide it down the boards. Wiley is there. Shot stick. Save. Toronto scored it out, but he got the big paddle on that one, pulled it in and covered it up.
Well, again, another good offensive sequence by this Ponies team. But again, Paranto comes up big on that one. Track that puck through traffic. We're going to see that nice little redirect, how that puck stayed out, and that's Jesse Bukestad.
Can you show that one more time?
Just a nice reception of that. I think he just kind of pulled the trigger a little earlier than he wanted, probably ramped up off the pad and just wide, but really a trying moment. Great opportunity for the Ponies. Then they followed it up with a good shot from just inside the blue line that Paranto did a nice job of tracking through traffic. Face-off now to his right. 5:46, the pace is starting to quicken.
Not a lot of real estate there for Bukestad. It looks like he ran out of places to move and work with the puck, and no question.
Well, there's an update.
That Eden Prairie.
How about that? 4-1 over Wayzata, second period. Egan over Lakeville North. A bit of a
surprise.
Yes,
You got
absolutely. Is that double deal or smiley face?
That was a smiley face from Brett.
Okay, I just want to make sure we didn't miss that. Well done, Brett.
Eden Prairie Eagles holding on to that number 1 spot of the most recent top 10, top 20 rankings. And for good reason. They've been playing some very, very good hockey. Great article in the paper in the Star Tribune that David Levesque wrote on Sunday's edition of Casey Middlestat. I thought that was well done. Back to the corner it goes. There's a quick shot that's blocked that hits traffic on its way in on the bid there. That was Hampstead. Now Hampstead from the corner. Gets a little bit of help from Navalny. Now it's going to be gathered up out of the zone. They go to the left wing on the breakout, but pinching down was Millard to create some trouble and force a turnover. Puck rattles to the line, and is it out? Yes, they'll be forced to have to touch up, will the Bears. Now behind his own net, it's Navalny. Plays a long pass to the right wing side, deflected in. And off to the bench goes Kaufman. Back to the right wing side. The Bears look to break out. There's a shot in on goal. A quick one from Sagasor. Now they go back up to the line. Snapshot traffic. Ooh. Bukestad now back over to the right side. Puck movement at a premium here in the offensive zone. Buzzed wide of the cage. On the bid there on the blue line by Bruchu.
Yeah, in fact, Bruchu and Paranto got a little cozy on that one. Net came off the moorings. But really nice job by Bukestad. To actually have good vision. A lot of defensemen will get that puck and fire it, but he fired it over to the other side to Bruchu, I believe it was. Got a pretty good shot on goal, but they're working the puck quite well. They're getting to the proper angles. They're getting their sight lines, but when they do, Paranto's is coming up big. They've been leaning up Paranto quite a bit. They have to kind of help him out a little bit more, but I think White Bear Lake is really dodging some pretty significant bullets so far.
They put together a few scoring chances over the past few minutes as well, as this thing has opened up a little bit here in the latter stages of the second period. Bjornberg is checked on the play as the Ponies will play it at the line. That shot by Bruchu trickles in, losing his stick and wondering how and why was the Bears' Brock Larson. He's open at center. They try to find him. Oh, they do a bit as he goes into that bounding puck. Across the line, that's shot wide of the mark. Talk about taking advantage of an opportunity.
Well, and it looks like we're going to have a penalty, our first penalty, and it looks like it's going to be on Manning of the Ponies. I didn't really see the penalty, Pete.
I didn't either, Bart. It was down the corner.
Yeah, it was away from the play a little bit, but we'll get the official announcement on that one.
You mentioned that power play of White Bear Lake, Bart, being very solid. Stillwater's PK equally impressive, so we're matching strengths here between these two additions.
Absolutely, but what a great opportunity for the Bears to actually put some pressure on in the offensive zone, having that man advantage. They have to take advantage of this.
The puck will be played back in behind to the right wing side as it's going to be the Bears in control as they look to play this up to the line. Quickly played down. That's blocked up in the air. Look out for Kate's, Bart, as you mentioned him. Stanton looks for Mr. Shorty himself. Just raped in on goal as that was stopped by Paranto. As absolutely, that's a penalty all day long.
Yeah, it's going to be Varney that's going to go. Didn't have a whole lot of choice, but as we talked about, Kate's no stranger on shorthanded, and here we're going to see it right here. He's almost clean free, but he rode him like a rodeo rider on that one, but made that penalty call pretty obvious. So now we're going to be 4-on-4. A lot of space out there. We'll get a look at it again. Did a pretty good job to actually get that shot off, but Varney did as best he could to kind of thwart that scoring opportunity. So now they get a chance to fight another battle, but as we said, 4-on-4 for another minute 38, barring another penalty.
That'll open things up even more for this Stillwater team. Bukestad guides us in back behind the net. Cates is there. as he looks to find an opening as he's chucked on the play. Stanton walks out of the corner, top of the right-left circle. Stanton shoots, buzzes that one wide. Nice heavy shot there.
You got to get him on goal.
Rolling puck to the circle. Cates wins the race, plays it back down low as Hampstead is there. He plays that one rink wide on the tape. Back out of the zone comes Carroll. He'll cross at the line, finds a trailer in on goal to Isley. Quick shot by Hampstead is hung on to. So 1:04 to go in the 4-on-4. And then we'll have that, of course, 22-second man advantage for Stillwater.
Indeed. I think Carroll did a nice job. Austin Carroll brought the puck into the zone, drew the defenders in, dropped it off for a pretty good shot on goal on top of the left dot. But again, Isley hasn't seen a lot of rubber, but when he does, he makes the save, and he made it look pretty easy. Shots on goal, 24-9 advantage Stillwater. So White Bear Lake kind of chipping away at the iceberg, but they got to keep getting those good shots on goal. Easier said than done.
There's a shot that's up high off the glass. Back in behind the net it goes.
This guy's just a beauty. He's right in our way, and he's just watching his phone. Sorry, was that out loud?
Yeah, you would kind of think if it's sort of like when you're driving and you don't know there's other cars around you. It's called vision.
Right.
But we just move on. I've already honked the horn a few times. Through center now, it's 4-on-4. Bruchu plays that one back in behind and around. Down low it goes. And there's a long pass. It's too far. Navalny will take over. He looks back up ice. Ooh, quick transition. He had a man, and icing will be your call. Either way, it would go all the way down.
Absolutely. But you're right. It was icing, but he was in the zone. Didn't really hide that at all. But final 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Both teams really want to finish this period strong. Just 19 seconds in the Manning penalty. And then they get, as you said, Pete, that 22 seconds of power play time. Very important special teams in the final 5 minutes of a period. I always thought it kind of can set a little bit of precedence going into the next, but that doesn't mean you can't have success before this period is up. But both teams are going to have to be responsible for the final 2 minutes.
Now the Ponies off the draw will play this one rink wide. 5 to go on the 4-on-4. Cates cuts to the middle. One-timer, stick save, Peranto.
Nice control of rebound,
from the left point. Rowley plays that one down the wall. Cates was there. Stanton now looks to play that one up. Manning steps back on the ice. Stanton hooked on the play, glove saved, puck's loose, and they're going to have a hooking call coming up. Yep.
Yeah, that's what kind of happens when they start putting the pressure on. You start reaching and using your stick to check instead of moving your feet. But that's going to be a penalty on Austin Carroll. Austin Carroll's played a fine game so far, but he's going to spend 2 minutes in the box. So now for 9 seconds, it's going to be 5-on-3 with an offensive zone faceoff for the Stillwater Pony team. Very important time for both teams right now.
Well, Bart, I think another thing to keep into mind, too, is the 5-on-3 faceoff. They still have got 9 ticks of the clock to get quick possession here. And with the long change, it's going to be a bit of a hike. Are they going to bring a man across, or are you going to have to just dive right in? I'd dive him into the zone.
Yeah, you got to read the play and just make the appropriate decision. Intelligence wins hockey games, and they're going to need it here.
Big face-off win. Stanton now plays that rink wide. Bugstad back for Stanton. Wrister, that's blocked. Stanton comes away with it. One-timer, that one in on goal. Big rebound. Oh, and that just misses Cates. Now it's picked up by Stanton. Plays that down the left wing. Cates through. That's swatted away by Millard. Cates comes back away with it. Cates turns and plays back in behind the net. They look to play this one back up high. It's a 5-on-4 now. Bugstad plays this one to the right wing side. Manning was there. Now Cates shot. That's saved by Peranto. Boy, has he been good here tonight. Didn't give up that short side. Cates for Stanton. That's poked away. It's a foot race. Stanton's going to win that one as he had Hampstead on him. Across the line. Millard plays the body. Got the mid up, but they're going to let that go. And Manning to the corner. Look out for the official there. Ooh, hopscotch. If that was our guy in Minnetonka, that would have been a full-fledged body check and turnover. Only referee I've seen break up a 2-on-0.
Yep.
All on his lonesome.
He was very effective, though.
Wow. I'm still talking about it. Stanton with it across the line. I mentioned it to Jimmy Carroll. And we talked about that ad nauseum the other day. It was classic. At the line, it's dropped down. Of course, he's a referee that we're referring to. Power play continues. Manning is there, plays back to Cates. He's shivered by Millard. Nice play there. Wow, how about that? Big battle off the corner by Millard to send that one the length of the ice. 30 to go in the man advantage. We're winding down to 19 to go in the period. at center ice. It got muddy there on the Ponies as Kaufman off the boards. So puck rattles back into the White Bear Lake zone. Guided along to the corner, sauced out of the zone. And that's going to do it for the period, folks. The power play will continue, abbreviated version, as we go into the third period. Scoreless. It'll be a 10-second power play for the Stillwater Ponies, and we'll see if we can solve this one in the next 17 minutes.
Well, it's only 10 seconds, as you said, but whenever you can start the period with an advantage on the ice, that is a good thing. But I thought the Bears weathered the storm pretty doggone well. Defense getting in front of the shots, helping their goaltender, and Paranto came up with the saves when the wheels were wobbling. So pretty good effort by White Bear Lake. But again, you can see why Stillwater is an offensive juggernaut. They move the puck so well. They are not afraid to get it to the open guy. Very unselfish team, but they're not afraid to shoot the puck at the net. But Paranto, once again, I think is the MVP for White Bear Lake so far. But White Bear Lake did a little better job. Not a lot of shots on goal. Only 3 that period, but the 3 that they had were pretty good quality. But they're looking to build on that going into the third period. It's going to be a good one.
Indeed it will. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the third period coming up for you. High school hockey continues on Let'sPlayHockey.com. We're scoreless after 2. You've been playing since you were a young kid. You've developed a passion for the game. Now you're ready to take your next steps. With top-tier athletes, you can easily build a website to promote your talents to scouts and coaches. With profile information, beautiful stats, photo and video galleries, you can showcase your skills. There is no coding involved, and it is super easy to set up. Start today for free.
My name is Daryl Evans. I'm a former player with the Los Angeles Kings and currently the color analyst on the Kings radio broadcast. Well, I really like it the way it's so compact. Everything is nicely sectioned off where you can put, whether it be a laptop, an iPad or something like that that's separate from getting your skates being banged up against it. You have a place for your gloves, a place to attach your helmet.
What a hockey game, folks. We're between the periods. Once again, another Let'sPlayHockey.com game of the week. And we're joined by top-tier athletes, founder and owner Kyle Johnson. Kyle, thanks for joining us here this evening and this afternoon, depending upon when these games are playing. But I got to say this. You have got one heck of a business that you've put together called Top Tier Athletes. It has a lot to do with player recruitment, placing them at the next levels, and those kinds of things. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
Yeah, Pete. Well, first, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, and I'm excited to get into the hockey arena here. So, the product I put together was really initially for my son. I have a marketing and web development background, and my son, who is actually a soccer player, is looking at going to the next level and playing in college and beyond. And I wanted to come up with a solution for him to be able to market himself to other colleges, other coaches, recruiters, and didn't really see a very viable solution out there. I've used a number of different services, and they just really weren't what I was looking for. And again, I want to say this, I come from a marketing background, so I'm a big visual guy. So a real key thing to me was to create a product that was like, if you were to go to a marketing agency, this is what you would get. You would get a very high-end, very visual product. And when you look at a lot of the other products out there, you just get a very templated system. It looks pretty old. I mean, it looks like websites of the, early 90s. And we know today that, things are so much more visual. People want to see great photos. They want to see, statistics presented in a visually appealing way, video highlights, coaches' testimonials, that type of thing. And, they want to be able to see that and also do it with like not a lot of work. And that was, really the other key thing. And what I was trying to do was to build a platform that's easy for both players and parents to use.
So it's interesting. We see a lot of the what we would term family advisors or people that help with the process of getting into the next level, and really what's being learned out there is some can kind of overdo it with the emails and those kinds of things. And I think coaches can kind of get a little bit burnt out on the hammering of the inbox, so to speak. Is there something that is different in this approach, and how do you go about that to avoid from that numbing of the coaches?
So, that's a great observation, because I've talked to many coaches and I've gone through systems as a parent as well. And, one of the main things that coaches have told me is that, they, and I'm not going to name any of my, of these other softwares, but, some of the other web platforms that are out there promoting athletes to get into college and beyond, they talk about, having this extensive network of college coaches, which I'm sure they do. But the thing is that, these coaches, they just get inundated with email after email after email. And, they're actually close to being spammed by some of these companies. And these coaches have told me firsthand, they said, look, I don't even look at those emails. If I see an email from this certain company, I'll delete it, because they get, 10, 15, 20 a day. They don't really have time to do that. I said, well, what would make it so that, you would get to, see these athletes? And they said 10 times out of 10, if we have an athlete that directly contacts us from their personal email, we'll read it and take it into consideration. Now, that email, there has to be some substance in that email. The athlete has to do some research on that specific college or specific team, show some effort.
Sure.
But if that's coming from the individual athlete, the coach will open that up 10 times out of 10. Where if they get an email from a service they may subscribe to, that, they're not even getting emails because they're deleting them, because they're getting just bombarded by emails day in and day out by these other services.
So what's very important to note here is this is really a user-based driven product that you've put together here. And so in the hockey world, the idea is, and it's not a large community, but there's plenty of players out there where they can tell their story and they can have their information put together. I know at every level there's a market for this, whether it's the junior college or professional ranks, where they, you mentioned telling the video story, the visual story, and also the background of the person's story, whether that's a statistical setup and the graphics that you have to take such a great job there. And they catch your eye quickly, and they at least, I think the idea of this is to give coaches reason to come out and see you play and meet with you. Would that be a fair assessment?
100%, absolutely. And one of the features that we have is a scheduling calendar on the site that players can actually go in and put in their games, practices, if whether they're going to be at a tournament or not. They can put in their full schedule, and if a coach sees that, a coach can just come out at their own time and say, hey, this kid's playing at Mariucci on this date in this tournament. I'm just going to come out and watch. That kind of eliminates the stress factor of if you're a player and you have a cert or there's a coach that's going to come out and watch. Sometimes players just aren't in their natural environment. They may tense up a little bit, right? And so this allows for a coach to just come out at their leisure and watch the kid play and, really see what their talents are.
I'm sorry. Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
No, that's fine. I was just going to say that, to your point, you really hit it on the head. This system is really set up for players at all levels. You could look at going into juniors, going to college, and it's even set up to the point where, college athletes can use this if they're looking at going semi-pro or pro. So, some athlete that's in 8th, 9th grade that could, pick up this system, they could literally use it all the way through their career and just really showcase their body of work.
Well, and it's priced at an incredible rate. We've seen some huge numbers out there, and that's kind of a risk because, the scholarships aren't guaranteed at certain levels, as we know. And so,
Yep.
I think it can be argued that it's made as an investment to the future. However, when you really get down to the nuts and bolts of it, you don't really get to where you want to be. Or you're not going to make that money back up. So you've got a monthly payment structure that's set up that I think is really great. And then on top of that, I think it would be really helpful, and we're going to do an on-air production meeting here. Are you okay with me posting a graphic and a link through on this show page here on letsplayhockey.com where someone can see an example of what their page can look like? They can contact you, and you can get them starting. You've got a 10-day trial going too, don't you?
Absolutely. First and foremost, I'm a parent and I've gone through the process and I'm going through the process, and I don't want to gouge families for money. That's not my intent at all, right? My intent is to put out a product that athletes are going to use, that families are going to use to help, promote their athletic ability. And again, if they're going to college, there's actually a section on there that they can highlight their academics, which is, a highly important thing if you're looking at going to college. So, first and foremost, again, I'm a parent and I know the systems out there and I just want to make it accessible to athletes. And then absolutely, yep, we have a 10-day free trial. So, there's no risk. You don't have to enter a credit card or anything. And you get a free trial. Just, get on the site, try it out, get some pictures up there, get some stats up there, maybe embed some videos if you have them on YouTube or Vimeo already, and see what it's like. Give it a whirl. There's no risk at all. And, we have a great price right now. So we're actually going to be running a promo as well here. And it's a discount just for the Let's Play Hockey family per se. So, if you sign up and after your free trial and keep on going, for the next 3 months, the monthly price will be cut in half. So you're paying $7.49 a month for the first 3 months. And then after that, it's, $14.99 a month, which is still just a great rate to have a tool that really allows you to showcase your talents.
And that would be a steal, my friends. That is great stuff. So Kyle Johnson, of course, it should be noted that his son is playing the game of football, better known as soccer in our area, in England. So, if you're there as a college athlete doing that, I think you know a little bit about navigating the waters. So you've got a good background with that, Kyle. That's a real-life story, which is a good one to use.
It is. It's been an amazing experience.
The website is toptierathletes.com. His name is Kyle Johnson, owner, founder of Top Tier Athletes. Thanks a lot for joining us, and good luck to you the rest of this summer, and we appreciate your product. It's a great fit for what we're doing here at letsplayhockey.com. Thanks, Kyle.
Perfect. Thank you.
Well, Bart, you know what I just realized?
What's that?
We've done the whole game without the ice mic.
Oh, all that work I did to go tape that up to the plexiglass.
It sounded like there was a lot of ambiance in here.
It did.
It's loud in here.
But now it's going to be enhanced. Here's the third period. We're getting underway. Scoreless. Something's got to give.
Indeed it is. Indeed something is going to have to give here between these two additions. Now the power play is abbreviated here for the Ponies of Stillwater as they gain the line. Stanton, ooh, blocker pad save there by, once again, your goaltender, Bob Peranto, who has been so good here tonight.
Well, he had a good look at that one, just deflected it up and out of play. You know, I have been kind of impressed with his rebound control. Every once in a while, a squirrely one gets out there, but his defense support. But overall, he's directed the shots or the saves into the safe zones. This one up and out of play, face off to his right. A little equipment malfunction by Peranto, so they called a whistle on this one. But shots on goal, 28-9. 3 shots on goal for White Bear Lake that period. 2 of them were pretty good. But as we were talking about in the break, you know, if you can get a guy like Jenrich on top of the dot, he's got to bury that shot. They needed him to bury that one, not to put the onus on him, but they need more shots for Jenrich to get on goal.
But why not?
Absolutely.
Millard, there's your ice, Mike. Man, that sounds good, Bart.
An enhanced third period.
Now they'll gain this one at cross the line. Oh, a little, how's she going? Oh, and somehow the pad gets there, and Peranto looks like he's unbeatable tonight. It's kind of reminded me of Gibson, John Gibson of the Ducks the other night against the Wild. Bounding puck. Cates does not pull the trigger. Look out. Bukestad shoots over the top of the goal. Oh, my word. Another one. The shooting gallery is on here, folks, but they've been missing the mark. There's no prizes being given out here at the fair. From the right point, that shot by Mapstone is blocked to the neutral zone. It goes. It's going to be Bukestad as he edges his way to the left. Cates will deflect this one in, back in behind the net. Now down to make the play. It's going to be Dornfeld with it. He plays it back in behind the net. Here come the Bears in transition. That pass hits a pair of skates, and it's sent right back in. Hard around by Dornfeld. They can't get the breakout. Dornfeld's going to try it the other way. Now Millard comes away with it. Big number 28. From the right point, that one's going to be wide of the mark. Navalny sends that one in toward the goal mouth area.
Well, one thing I like about these Stillwater defensemen in the offensive zone, when they get the puck, the propensity is generally to take the big windup, get the big high-velocity shot on. They've been very responsible. Good quick releases, good low tippable shots, and really created a challenge for the Bears in their own zone. And there you can see just a great opportunity, and that was Noah Cates. Boy, he'd love to have that one back. I think that carried him off the post, but really a nice sequence by Stillwater early in this third period.
That would be of the golden variety, no question.
Boy, lively end wall. That just bounced out, but it hit the outside of the post. Inside of the post might have gone in. So a little puck luck for this Bears team early in this third period.
Face-off pushed in, back in behind that. Don't forget to join us. Coming up next, on Saturday, we'll have a 3 o'clock affair from the Victoria Rec Center. These Stillwater Ponies and the Holy Family Catholic Fire. There's a shot. That's the last game of the regular season. Playoffs will start in earnest. Some have already started with some play-in games already. This one's pushed down the wall. 7AA has been seeded in the 2A. Elk River getting the top seed there, to no one's surprise. Duluth East, the number 2. But the big surprise with the way the Thunderhawks opened the season, Bart, they settle in at number 4.
And that's a huge surprise. They started out so well, playing such good hockey, and then things kind of started to devolve a little bit. So Coach Trent Cladd is going to get his team ready for sections. You know, sometimes those sections starting can be a bit of a reset.
It's 0-0. It's a new season. It's cliche, but that's just fine with me.
And I think they need a fresh start. That Thunderhawk team's a good squad.
Isley forechecks, gets a little bit of help. That one scores! A harmless little play as the puck was trickling in toward the goal mouth and hits the back of the net for the 1-0 lead.
Well, I'm not sure who scored that goal. I think it was number 32, Adam Eisel, the sophomore. That would be his second goal of the season, but what a big goal it was. We'll look at it on replay here. We'll get a look at it. But it looked like Eisel was at least in the... Isley was... God, I did it again. I'm sorry, folks. but in the area again. But what's important is what's on the scoreboard. Now the Ponies have a 1-0 lead. A lot of rewards for a lot of hard work right there, but you have to feel for Paronto. He's done everything he can to keep that puck out of the net. Just that second chance opportunity. We'll look at it one more time. A lot of traffic in front, but I think it was Isley that actually redirected that.
Indeed,
but we'll wait for the official scoring.
So Bartosh has the assist on that one. Isley the goal scorer as Bart Archer sees it on their 32nd shot of the contest. The Ponies take the 1-0 lead. Now across the line they go. Bears now in possession up at their own line. As they'll play this one back in behind. Bruchu plays that one for Bukestad. Bukestad for Stanton. He'll take that off the boards. In stride to the net he goes. That one short side wide. Now Carroll will take over, back out of the zone. Carroll on the tape, nifty pass there for Bill. Drop pass to the slot area, poked away there by Bukestad. Boy, he's had a nice game. Sagasor across the line. It's going to be gathered in and played through by Lyons to the neutral zone. Now Wiley shovels this one in back behind the net. Down to make the play is Lyons again to the left wing. Kaufman, shot, glove save as he goes down and gets it. Gives us a little flip and a flare for the fans.
Well, indeed, and it was a pretty good shot. Low side on the glove side, short side, I guess. A lot of sides in there, but it was a good shot. Good save by Paronto, but it looks like White Bear Lake is starting to stammer a little bit. They've kind of lost their flow. They're just dumping the puck up the wall, and Stillwater seems to get that blood in the water and the shark mentality. They're starting to swarm now, Pete. They're turning up the heat.
Manning back in behind the net, gets a little bit of help from Kaufman on the forecheck. He throws the leather. Back out of the zone they come. The Bears in possession. Hampstead across the line and offside. Just a little too quick there was Jenrick.
Yeah, in fact, it's hard not to want to, jump the route a little bit. But again, good possession through the zone. Had some speed, had numbers coming in. But you have to pay particular attention to stay on sides. You can thwart an offensive scoring opportunity. And the Bears haven't had too many. You can't shoot yourself in the foot. But I'm sure they're eager to get back on par and try to tie this game up. They certainly have the capabilities. They just have to get the opportunities.
Isley will watch that one roll over the top of his stick. Navalny was there, but the Bears will play it to the corner. Jenrick was there. Now from the left side to the corner. Cattleberg. Now Jenrick again. Pinches up on the boards. Kicked up on the breakout. Nice little job to pinch, but then Navalny comes away with it as he'll carry through center, being hounded there by Carroll. He'll play that one in deep behind the net. Check thrown there as the puck rolls to the wall. And there's a shot from the left point that's sent wide of the mark. Now Rowley takes over. He'll play that off the glass and send that one down low. Oh, look at that. Spun off the puck. Bartosh was there. He'll chase the puck. This line has the lone goal of the game here with 12 minutes even to go in the third period. Played down at the line, turning it back up. It's Raleigh. He gains the line. He's going to carry this one deep. His shot's deflected to the corner. He's watched on the play, cycles it back to the far near corner. Stanton's going to crash down to try to make the play. Millard is there. Stanton, boy, he's had a good game too. Tried to work it toward the front, but couldn't. Instead, out of the zone they go. The quick Varney with it as he plays up in the center ice area. Off the stick of Thelen, plays that one in deep. Now there's the forecheck that ensues. Meister is there. And from the right side, Millard pinches and, stands up his man and wraps up Murr along the way. Bruchu is there off the end boards, bothered on the play by Stanius. And it's going to be Stanton out of the zone. Quick left wing pass through center. Across the line, it's Murr. He plays it to the left wing for Stanton, who's pickpocketed to the line, sent right back in. The Ponies will be forced to touch. They'll get a partial change as well. Back out through the neutral zone, it's Dornfeld. He's watched. Sagasor was there, but he'll play it to the near corner. Ponies back in behind that. Bruchu stood up on the play. Sagasor takes over. He'll shovel the center. Varney backpedals. Nice little touch pass to the right side for Cattleberg. To the near side, Varney with it. Back over for Cattleberg. Looks to the right wing side. Deflected back in. Deep it goes. Bjornberg was there. Puck is played back. Look out, they have a man in front, but that was a nice job to deflect there down low by Manning. Bill is there as he stood up on the play. Sagasor to the line, but not out. Bjornberg blocked. Bruchu shovels to center. Now it's going to be Played off a pair of sticks by Zach Calibert, the senior. And Varney comes away with it as he backpedals in his own zone. He had to hurry. Sagasor, backdoor! That one could have been fatal. Instead, it's off the netting and out of play. Big turnover there. Oh! Little how's she going down low? No harm, no foul.
Yeah, and for the Ponies, that's Michael Coughlin wreaking all kinds of havoc. He pushed Peranto over. We'll see a continuation. Nice feed out front. Good one-time continuation. And then he got a little aggressive. The goaltender took a little bit of extra. 2 minutes on the goalie for roughing. So is it going to be coincidentals or just a penalty
I said
on
2
the
minutes
Bears?
on the goalie.
Yes,
So that's
indeed.
Peranto.
Well, the job doesn't get any easier for White Bear Lake now being a man down against a 40% power play. Not what the doctor ordered, but you have to defend yourself. But they should be blocking him out. They should have had more coverage out in front of the net. That was a really point-blank look that Peranto kept out of the net. So nice job by the goaltender, but now he's going to have to be their best player on the penalty kill, Pete.
So now Tim Sager's having a conversation, as you can see right there, with the officials. Tim's got the hat on down low.
Well, as I
He's
said,
not going to change anybody's mind, but he's
No.
going to at least plead his case.
well, I've said it before on our broadcast. I appreciate the fact that the referees show the respect to the coaches to come and kind of explain their perspective. It doesn't always, change anything. But the penalty's going to be served by. That's going to be Alec Akins, the junior defender, going to spend time in the box, and it's not just 2 minutes. Well, it is going to be just the 2 minutes, but boy, the challenge is in front of the Bears right now.
Minor for roughing will be the call as the Bears with the penalty kill unit out again. Play it to center ice. Hampstead with it, 1-on-2. He has a man working his way in. Isley steers off to the right side. Bukestad stood up on the play. And here comes Stanton. He can skate across center. He'll carry this one to the outside. Down to the corner he goes. Stanton will play now to the corner. Cates takes it. He'll play this one down low. He'll give and go. And the Bears don't bite on that one. Bukestad plays this one to the corner. Tapped off the stick there by Sagasor. Stanton is shivered. And now it's going to be picked up on the play by Manning. Down goes Sagasor in the front of the net area. And Isley will slide over to make the play.
Well, White Bear Lake's positioning's pretty good on this one. Not engaging anybody, but getting good position and forcing things to the outside. So far, penalty kill for the Bears has been pretty effective.
And it will need to be here. This is a critical part. Oh, and a big collision in the neutral zone, but the possession remains in the hands of the Ponies. To the line it goes. Poked at and at center. Now Stanton with it. He better hurry. Gets it to Bukestad in the wickets. Loses the handle momentarily. Back up into the center ice area it goes. Cates with it now. Here's Cates to the right wing side. Sagasor off wing to the backhand. Shovels that one back in wide and behind the net. Now it's Stanton plays this one up to the point. One-timer pad save and a beauty. Rebound. Nice save again. Oh, what a series there for Peranto. 3 big saves to keep it a 1-goal game.
Well, he's got 35 saves on the night. That number's going to continue to grow, but he's the one that's keeping his team in this game, and it's going to be 26 more seconds left in the penalty. We're going to see a good sequence. Good shot, low shot, far side. Doily rebound out there, and it was Sagasor who tried to do the follow-up, but again, a good save by Peranto. Boy, when the wheels have wobbled, he's really stepped up and kept his team buoyant.
Indeed he did. Now to the line it goes. Bruchu with it. Mapstone plays this down to the left corner. 18 to go in the man advantage. Wrister blocker pad save. Peranto.
And look where he
That'll be
directed
his
the rebound.
36 save. Textbook for you young goaltenders at home. To the corner. Check thrown off the boards there. Now it's down low. Kick to safety. Bruchu though. Right back at you. Don't know if that got through. It sounded like it hit a regular stick. Now the Bears are at full strength. They dodged the bullet. Oh, forgot something there. And it's going to be picked up and turned by Kaufman to the near wing. Off the boards to center, it's Bruchu. And the Bears will poke that one in. The Bears are one bounce away from making this thing interesting, down 1-0. By the way, tonight's contest presented by Pacific Rink Company. Gemini Athletic Wear. Top tier athletes. Unbelievable. Check that out. Every athlete should have that in their repertoire. It's a good place to get yourself seen and to promote yourself to the next level if you have the skills.
And we appreciate your support of our sponsorship. Without them, obviously, we wouldn't be able to provide this service for you. So thank you for tuning in. Please support our sponsors.
Obviously, True Hockey, a part of our productions as well throughout the season.
Good people.
You can see them at the Let's Play Hockey Expo. Always a great time. That's going to be coming up full force just a couple of weeks away. There's a shot in on goal. Isley makes a save, and he'll hang on.
Yeah, that was Bjornberg, who a little higher in the slot than he wanted, but it was a good shot on goal. Nice wrist shot, but pretty easy save for Isley. But support down low. There you see it. He just kind of walked it a little bit. Got a little support behind the defenseman, but nary a second chance. Nice job by Isley to control that one. Faceoff's going to be to his left. I think the Bears are going to get a little residual energy out of that penalty kill and perhaps some confidence as well. Just over 7 minutes, 28 seconds looks to be exact, but the Bears' offensive zone faceoff, great opportunity for them.
And they get the draw, can't get that one through. Yes, it's go up off the far wing. Turning, oh, what an opportunity there by Jenrich. Now it's Carroll, back in behind the net. Hampstead with it. Oh, look out, Carroll, oh, off the crossbar. That thing was labeled bar down, but no, we play on.
Boy, where the post meets the crossbar, ringing the dinner bell.
Well, there's a breakaway the other way. Scores! Oh, turnabout is fair play. The Ponies. Oh, this could have been tied at 1. They now lead 2-0 late in the third period.
And now is Matthew Stanton with a little backhand chip shot up over the shoulder of Pronto. And for Stanton, that's his 23rd goal of the year to increase the lead by 2 goals. Boy, I'm not saying that White Bear Lake is out of it, but the way the Ponies are playing. But look at the transition on this one. Good shot, and that's who you want. I think that was Jenrick that got that, but then you can see Stanton come and just chip a little wedge over the shoulder of Pronto, and now we're at 2-0. Yeah, that's
man, you couldn't hit the post more perfectly.
And what generally happens is when you get action down low, they come back the other way and punch one in. That's exactly what happened. Indeed.
Wow, 2-0 in favor of the Ponies.
But not only is the Ponies the opposition for the Bears, but now the clock becomes a huge factor as well. Doesn't get any easier from this point.
Stanton was sprung, and he was rewarded really from what I feel has been a really, really good game for him here tonight. This one's played in behind the net. It's going to be Pronto who will ring that around. He has 36 saves on his effort here tonight.
And some of them have been pretty challenging too.
Isley has 12 and a 13th, which would go to the post. That would have made it 1-1. About 6 minutes left. Instead, it's now 2-0. Bruchu plays this one back in behind. Millard was there. Forecheck continues. Manning now to the right wing side. Out of the zone they come. Sent back in by McMurtry. And it's going to be Bruchu to come away with it. Look out. Here comes Carroll. This is that line once again with Jenrich. These guys have been solid tonight. Try to create something out of the corner. They can't. And back up into the neutral zone it goes. Carroll will chase it down. He has Varney to the near side. Varney will dance up across the line. Plays that one rink wide off the stick of Hampstead. Back into the Pony territory it goes. Carroll chases this one down. Urgency is definitely employed now by the Bears. 3-on-3 through center. Stood up at the line there was Dutko, who was trying to make the play. Now it's going to be handled by the game's first goal scorer, Adam Isley. Now he leaves off. There's a shot. Bartosh was there. Whoa, the puck trickles just wide. Navalny wants it back up from the right point. In on goal and hung on to with the glove. The big catch glove of the goaltender, Bob Pronto.
Well, I didn't get the number on the Pony, but there's a pretty solid cross check. We're going to get a look at that shot again. It just went off the post. We can't go to Toronto for a review, but it looked like it's where the post meets the crossbar, but nonetheless it stayed out, and then Stillwater comes down, as you can see right here. Really good speed, kind of created some distance, protected the puck with his body, chipped a backhand. Most kids kind of migrate to the forehand. That's why you work on your backhand at home, kids.
Certainly, Brett, you're going to have both of those back-to-back on the highlight package, right? There you go. Puck is played back around. Bukestad is there. And it's kicked back up the wing. Here come the Bears out of the zone. Varney, check that. That was Bill. He stood up. Here comes Cates as he tries to muscle his way down low. Stanton slides over. And the Bears will quickly transition back out to center. No, it's played right back in by the Ponies instead. They're going to have to touch up as the Bears will regroup behind their own net with 4:33 to go in the period. Bears now up ice. High in the air, to the corner it goes. Now Bukestad tries to chase this one down, plays this one through. Nice job to get away from the pinch. And they got numbers. Here come the Ponies. Kaufman, Manning scores! Oh, it's 3-0. The Ponies are lighting it up here in the third period.
Well, that all started with a very aggressive forecheck by this White Bear Lake team trying to make something happen. Forwards got caught down low, then the third forward got chipped by, and they came back with numbers. They made it count. Nice sequence of passes, just got into the open man, saw the open net. There you see, just a little give and go. You give a pass, you get a pass back, and he just put it into the yawning goal. You have to feel bad for Toronto. He's done everything he can to keep his team in this game, but it just became a game of numbers, and when Stillwater has the numbers, they'll have success more often than not.
And the old saying goes, when you get behind, you have to pinch, you have to force, you have to bring numbers. And then, oh, there's a chance the other way again for Isley. And then these things happen, the chances start coming the other way. Well, Bart, they're leaving early. They're starting to hit the exits, so that means you'll be able to get to the car, no problem.
Yeah, beat the traffic by staying till the end of the game. That's a sad commentary.
Isn't it, though? Across the line, Hampstead with it. Chips a pass to the slot. Jenrich is there down low. That hits a pair of skates. Now it's Jenrich again. Finds his man from the circle. That's blocked. An opportunity there by Kettlebert. And here comes Adam Isley back up to the neutral zone. Isley sends a pass through. That's deflected away. Look out. He'll get it back. Now it's going to be Mapstone's wrist shot that hits a pair of shins on the way in. Oh, the big tree goes down. Penalty coming up. Little lumber laid there.
Well, we are near the lumberyard.
6-on-5. That over the top of the goal. The lumberyard just up the road. Nice. Free shameless plug, Bart Archer.
How about that?
Stan, I got to tip the cap there. That's impressive. Now it's going to be Stanton with it. Fans on that one. The Bears cannot get possession here, as they finally do. The 6-on-5 went on for a bit there.
You know, the argument actually, I think that what Bailey Thielen is talking to him about, and it's going to be, I believe it's going to be in the box. It's going to be Hampstead, one of the big hitters. But I thought it was actually a Stillwater stick that actually tripped the Stillwater player. But obviously it's not going to go over review, and nobody's going to overturn anything, but I would venture to say it was a Stillwater stick that actually caused that infraction. But the benefit is to Stillwater. But Pete, even up 3-0 in the waning moments of this third period, they're still sending 4 guys into the zone
You saw
deep.
the broken stick.
Well, that, yeah, but that was
go to the Stillwater bench. They have a trip is what it's for.
Well, I wasn't for sure about that. I was wanting to see that on replay because I think that just the way that everything played out, it looked like it might have been a stick. But
well, there was a definite slash, a White Bear player for sure.
Wow,
but then this was a different infraction that ensued.
Correct. But I think a timeout's being called by Coach Sager, I would imagine. Not a bad time for timeout to regroup. Being a man down 3-0 in the waning moments.
3-0 the score. Stillwater looking to go full dagger here to make it 4-0 late in the third period. Let's take a look at what's in store for this week. We're going to have the Stillwater Ponies with a really good matchup against the Holy Family Catholic Fire right here on Let'sPlayHockey.com. You don't want to miss it. And I think what's going to be interesting about that, Bart, is the defenseman for Holy Family Catholic, very good. Move the puck. The forwards, very good on the forecheck. Their angles are good. They're very fast.
Well,
how will they match up against this? I think it's going to be fire wagon hockey from the rec center.
Well, I think the knock against the Stillwater team, and I don't know if it's fair or not. I'm not here to judge about that, but they say that the schedule's a little bit soft. Well, this is going to be the chance for Stillwater to put those claims to rest because Holy Family matches up quite well against the Stillwater team in all facets, goaltending, defense, and forwards. Each team is offensively capable, defensively sound, and both teams have good, solid goaltending.
You know, there's two ways to look at it. You know, they are 1-2 against top 10 teams on the season. That'll be their 4th game, so there's not a ton of those on the schedule. But on the same token, they're working on their game. And they're working on getting their game better and better and better. And you know what? Matt Doman doesn't care. Just get me to the XL Energy Center and go 3-0.
And they've been averaging 8-9 goals a game in the last 4, and they're looking to build
I know.
up.
They're on their way.
They're not done yet, but anytime it's a Doman coach team, you know that they're invested. You know they have their eye on the prize. And this is a team on a mission. Everybody's talking about Eden Prairie's mission with Casey Middlestead. This Stillwater team's on a mission too. If you'll remember on that Friday night last year at the state tournament, they didn't have Manning on their squad, and it really kind of ruined the continuity of their line changes, and I think it threw them off a little bit. But if they had Manning, it might have been a whole different story. But this is the year that they have focused on the prize.
Well, indeed it is, and now a penalty is called. This time it's going to be Manning who will go, so it will be 4-on-4. That was all but 9 seconds on the power play. By the way, folks, don't forget the Let's Play Hockey Expo coming up at the state tournament. That's going to be Friday, Saturday, the 10th and 11th of March. And we will be there all week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, calling all winners brackets games right here. Turn them down, turn us up. We got it.
The Expo's great for adults and especially kids. It's a lot of fun.
Up over the net. Oh, look at that. Peranto gets a stick on that, and they're going to call that. Yes, right. Good call. A high stick. So a face-off inside the White Bear Lake zone. Can I give you another nugget?
Please do.
We're very close to settling on rolling out Let's Play Baseball.
Oh, look out. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Gee, that is a big surprise. A lot of work went into that, I'm sure, Pete Wagner.
Not a lot of thought because, the owner, Brian Zolman, and yours truly are a pair of hockey guys and baseball guys, so they go hand in hand, and we're looking forward to making that happen. Anyway, 4-on-4 now for another 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Well, it's just getting to the point now where I think both teams want to finish very strong. I think White Bear Lake wants to keep it where it is, maybe put some pressure on, but just play sound and responsible, get some momentum.
Scores! In front it goes. Bukestad down low.
Boy.
And he buries Bart. That was on the stick and off the stick before you know it.
And that's where Jesse Bukestad really comes into play. Very sound player, very smooth and cool, very calm, but always seems to make the right play, doesn't make many mistakes. But one thing I really like is when he gets the puck, he gets rid of it very quickly and very responsibly. But that, as you said, for Bukestad, that's going to be his 12th goal of the season, but the goals are starting to come out. But that's what Stillwater does. Once they smell blood in the water, they just swarm, and they're very effective when they do that.
For Peranto, another penalty coming up off the face-off. It's going to be Brock Larson's going to go now for the Bears. Getting a little muddy here toward the end of this game right now.
Well, and there's a lot of emotions. Obviously, they're very familiar with each other. And Stillwater actually answering the previous game where they got beat by White Bear Lake 2-1 at Vadnais, but obviously answered the bell on this one and really by far has been the better team tonight. But White Bear Lake is showing a lot of verve and a lot of resiliency and no quit.
Did you just say verve?
I did, didn't I?
Wow.
I went off the board.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, okay, thank you.
I loved it.
You're so surprised. I appreciate that.
Of course. Good to see Scott Tiffany in the house. Has that great book we talked about.
Indeed. It's a great product. He does a great job. He works awful hard, too.
Sent down low, of course. He has a book that can be found at the Lumberyard here in Stillwater. Great hockey contribution. There's a shot, stick save. Cates is there. From the right corner, looks and surveys. He dances to the top of the circle. Now he walks down low. This is a 4-on-3, such a tough thing to defend. That's blocked off Millard. What a game he's had. Now Navalny is there with it. Walks top of the circle. No, instead Stanton with it. Holds it. Now chips to the corner. Gets it back. Shoots. Nice job going down to block that by Thielen.
Well, Coach Doman has his primaries out there in the waning moments of this game with 4-0 on the scoreboard. I think it might be a good time to let maybe the second unit get a little time, but obviously Matt Doman does
Here they
fabulous well, I think that's a great idea. Matt Doman just does such a fine job. I love the interviews that he has because you can see the sincerity in his voice, in his actions and such. But, Matt Doman, one of the top coaches, obviously, in the state of Minnesota, and he's getting success tonight. He's got to be proud of the way his kids played tonight.
Now it's going to be a quick shot over the top of the goal by Navalny off the back of the net. It's amazing. A few people have cleared out, and I can see the whole sheet of ice. I didn't realize it was that bad.
Well, indeed. We were working through some obstacles.
But a joke.
But again, this White Bear Lake team, I haven't seen them, as I said, going into this broadcast, but it just seems like they just couldn't put a sequence together coming up the ice as a unit. It always seemed like it was 1-on-2, 1-on-3. They're back defending, but that's what Stillwater does. They get so deep and put so much pressure that they suck the forwards down, and that way when you get possession, you're going 1-on-3, and then it becomes a dump and chase game, and I think that's what Stillwater did to White Bear Lake tonight.
Varney headmans for Hampstead across the line. Look for Varney down the goal mouth area. Varney comes away with it. Now it's going to be Hampstead again off the skate, controls from the corner. Oh, he finds Carroll. Oh, and a nice save there as Isley did the old just do whatever I have to keep it out, kind of playing knee hockey there.
Well, the thing that was kind of impressive about that is he hasn't really seen much action in the last 7, 8, 9 minutes. And then to come up with that save was pretty solid, very athletic move by that. But he just made his body, he's big enough as it is, but he made his body even bigger to keep that puck out of the net. Good effort by White Bear Lake, though.
36 to go in the third period. And it's Bruchu with it as he plays after the left wing side. A race up the wall. And Cates is there. Finds his man on the tape. Snapper, nice save there. For good measure. That's shot number 46.
For Stanton or for the team? That's a joke. I was just kidding, by the way.
I just say Stanton. That's a very fair pay.
Well, he's probably had 5 good shots, and he buried one of them early, but again, the Stillwater team has so many different weapons that they can fire from different angles, not just the right side, left side, but it's everywhere. You have to be cognizant whenever they have the puck of where your positioning is, and you have to be very solid to have success against this team.
You know, Stanton gets around the ice so well, Bart, and he utilizes his speed and his positioning to handle the puck and create extra space for himself. And you know what? When you're that big and you have those kind of hands, it's pretty impressive.
Well, and I like the way he uses his body to protect the puck with speed, too, and didn't migrate away from the backhand, didn't shy away from it at all, had great success on that one. But not many kids at this level use the backhand as a primary or a comfortable weapon. He had no hesitation whatsoever. I think that was impressive. Another whistle, huh?
With 6 seconds to go. There's a big, heavy hit off the boards. Going to talk things over. The officials. Looks like someone was shaken up down there. It's a Pony player. Wiley gets to his feet, gets some assistance from a couple of his players. We'll see if they bring him to the bench or go to the locker room.
You know, the thing
He's
about
shaken up, Bart.
Yeah, indeed he is, and obviously you want good things for him. Hopefully it's just a stinger or a bit of a bruise or something, but obviously he played a very good game tonight. You know, we talk about the stands, we talk about the Sagasaurs, and we talk really about like the Cates and stuff, but the guys like Wiley, those are the guys, Novotny, those are the guys that are in Mapstone. These are the guys that
He's
actually
going to go all the way off.
Yeah, well, there's no sense in not taking the proper precautions. Obviously, safety is the primary focus on this one, but the point I was just trying to make is these support players, you hate to call them support players because they're all primary players on this good team, but without them, they wouldn't have this success.
Well, Bart, you're going to have to do some work. You've got the Jack Jablonski Foundation Player of the Game you're going to have to name here in a matter of a couple of seconds. As the puck is dropped, we're full strength now. The Bears will control, and that'll do it. The Ponies make a statement here in this third period as they score 3 and move on to a 4-0 win over the White Bear Lake Bears. Coming up on Saturday on Let'sPlayHockey.com, it'll be the Holy Family Catholic Fire and what should be a terrific matchup.
Well, after much deliberation, I'm going to go with Matthew Stanton. We talked about him a little bit. Scored the second goal. I'd love to really give it to Isley for scoring that first goal, second of the year, big goal, obviously the deciding goal. But I thought that the way Stanton played in all zones, excuse me, and then buried that backhand, I think that was the nail in the coffin that really put White Bear Lake back on their heels and really opened the floodgates in that respect. So player of the game is going to be Matthew Stanton, the senior forward, scoring his 23rd goal of the season. And what a beauty it was.
It's been a great game here tonight, Bart. That's going to do it. Your final score reads the Stillwater Ponies 4 and the White Bear Lake Bears 0. We will seed coming up on Sunday after the regular season concludes on Saturday, and it will be playoff time. It already is for some sections. For Todd Grover behind the camera, that'll be his last regular season game of the year. For Brett Johnson, the same as well, the two of you. Brett, I wish you were here. We're not here for better reasons, but
selfishly.
Well, yeah, absolutely. He'll be attending a funeral for a family member, so all of our prayers and thoughts go out to you and your family, and what a great job you've done for us this year. The work is not done, though, because we're going to have state tournament coverage. And the state tournament coverage will be audio only, of course, but you turn it down and you turn us up. That's what we'll say, and that's what everybody get the DVR squared away, and it'll take care of itself. For Bart Archer, I'm Pete Wagner. Once again, your final score, White Bear Lake falls to the Stillwater Ponies by a score of 4-0. So long, everybody.